I gotta turn a lot of stuff off in order for me to actually get this presented. Hello, welcome to an all new, well, not a lot of Casa Talks episode that we're doing right now, but we're actually doing our annual 2022 best episode tournament to determine which is the best Loud House episode or the best Casagrandes episode. And we always do it every year. This is always a fun time. This is March after all, which means the madness is about to begin. I hope your best college teams made it to the big dance. Same with our favorite episodes going to this big dance as we get ready for this tournament. So welcome back. It has been months since we did a big show like this. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah,
It really has. It's been a while since we've done this. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well, first off, welcome to my brand new place. I am in a new area now. Check out all the stuff that I have, posters everywhere, and this new house and everything. So to say the least, this is brand new to me, and I'm just really happy to be here in this new place. I mean, you already saw it, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the layout looks nice. You got like the, Owl House stuff, Disney, Amphibia, Niners. Yeah, and you got all these questions too. That's awesome.
You should be happy. We just gave you our quarterback.
That's true. You're welcome for Jimmy G. You're welcome for Jimmy G. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, you just hope Jimmy Garoppolo does well and make you to the Super Bowl like what he did for the Niners.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I've seen mixed reception of this news, but personally, I welcome it with them open arms. But that's just me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, we have other quarterbacks in our midst. We got Purdy. We got it's gonna be a lot of NFL talk. We're gonna discuss more about this, but yeah, our quarterbacks are still here. We even got Sam Darnold from the Panthers, so at least our Niners are looking pretty well. But yeah. Oh, and also a life update. I'm fine. I'm actually out of COVID now, so I'm pretty safe and everything. So this is why we're doing the
Yes.
show today. So pretty happy. This is maybe a celebration of me, getting out of COVID and finally just going back to normal. But at the same time, I'm also going back to work tomorrow, so I'm like, ah.
But even so, like, thank goodness that you're out of COVID now. You're tested negative finally. So yeah, dude, I'm so relieved to hear that.
Oh yeah, I'm just very happy to get back into my own feet and everything. So yeah, definitely. All right, so let's actually. So here's the thing. We want to get back to our regular roots of like how a Loud Casa Talks podcast is, but obviously it's just a different thing just because it's an episode bracket reveal show. So we actually got to do it just like we do before with the Loud Casa Talks and actually go back to our recent news because there has been some recent news about the Loud House and the Really Loud House, and it's all about that award show that happened a couple weeks ago. That thing
Yeah.
in Nickelodeon, the KCAs. Yeah, the KCAs happened, and apparently 3 nominees of the Loud House and the Really Loud House actually happened. What was it for favorite cartoon? It was the Loud House. For favorite kid show was the Really Loud House, and then of course favorite kid actor was also nominated for Wolfgang Schaefer as Lincoln Loud. So to say the least, there were 3 nominees that Really Loud House could have taken a blimp, but in the end, none of them taken it. So Omid. For real though, no Loud House victories at all throughout this whole entire KCAs, and I'm like, what's going on? Are we just like gonna say, even if we have a brand new show like the Really Loud House, we're just never gonna get a win, never gonna get a blip from this?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now. This whole thing of okay, Loud House gets nominated for KCAs. KCAs are on. SpongeBob wins.
Look,
The fandom.
look, the
All of
SpongeBob
us.
thing, we know it's gonna win. Okay, so I was not surprised about that.
Some of the fandoms go riot on Twitter. I'm just like, it's beyond lather, rinse, repeat at this point. It really is beyond lather, rinse, repeat. This happens every time. Why are you so surprised by this? We all know that SpongeBob's going to win. Of course, it's rigged. It's Kids' Choice Awards, okay? Kids' Choice Awards. It's not that legitimate, honestly. And as for Really Loud House not winning either, well, honestly, it's a far inferior version of its animated counterparts. So honestly, I'm less surprised by Really Loud House not winning than Loud House winning, to be honest.
Really, I was gonna say there's a chance that they actually could have won, at least favorite kid show because a lot of look, there's no live action SpongeBob, so obviously who's the next best cartoon? The Loud House, right? So obviously some of the fans of the Really Loud House would vote for it. I mean, look, it's picking up a lot of fans. I would imagine that there would be fans voting for that show.
Yeah, but like I said before, I think it's because like some of these kids are into like like other shows, like I don't know why Fairly Otter for some reason, but
No, you gotta tell me. I thought Fairly Otter was like the worst show on Nickelodeon for a live action remake, but it ended up winning the
how is
KCA.
it
Oh,
possible? How?
I'm just saying, is it rigged? Am I saying it? Is it rigged? I'm telling you, it's possibly rigged. This is probably like the 100% chance that it's a rigged show right here.
Yeah, no, this more that confirms it. This more that confirms like this is even a more confirmation of the KCA being rigged, more so than SpongeBob winning every single time. Like, no, Fairly Otter winning, final nail in the coffin.
I mean, for
Final
real. I
nail in the
mean, here's the
coffin.
thing: Fairly Otter is being treated like shit right now, considering that it got literally taken off the network of Paramount Plus, and it still won. So I'm like, what now? What are you gonna do? Bring it back on the network and bring a season 2 or something?
Oh god, I
Like
hope not.
even Really Loud House got
I
season
hope
2.
not.
Come on.
Let's see, Really Loud House, like it can be decent. Like I will say, like it's Really Loud House, at least like I said before, like at the most, it's watchable. And at worst, well, Charlie can. I'm gonna say it right now. Yeah.
Well, Charlie is gone, right? I mean, I have to catch up on the show, not gonna lie. So, Charlie's gone, right?
Or so we thought. Or so we
Oh,
thought.
great. Great. She's coming back. I'm sorry, no Ronnie Ann in this. No, okay, it's weird because you have a real live action Bobby from the Christmas episode, from the Christmas movie. I would imagine Ronnie Ann could probably be popping up in here and there.
Yeah, seriously, like how do you have live action Bobby but not Roddy Yan? Okay, it's just wow. Like, oh my god, if they make like if they make Bobby an only child, I'm gonna flip.
I'm not gonna. Oh my god, please no. I know it's supposed to be an alternate universe from from the Loud House, but instead you kind of want to keep it like legitimate to like the Really Loud House and everything. Although to be fair, Really Loud House is actually doing pretty well. I was actually amazed with the flip of the Really Loud House. He's actually doing pretty good as Flip. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it all comes to the acting and stuff like that. But when it comes to the writing of the character, well, let's be honest, it's really no better than his animated counterpart.
I know, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Look, the actor was a Jesse. He did a great job as a butler there, and now he's here in Really Loud House, and he's doing pretty well as Flip. So props out to him. He's doing a really good job acting and everything. Um, but I did want to show this before we move on to our next subject. I do want to say this though, because the Really Loud House got nominated, they even came by like everybody, all the voice actors and all the actors and actresses actually did come to the KCAs, and look at like all the Instagram posts that they were putting up, like from from Luann's actress to Luna's actress to the twins Lola and Luna. They all looked like they had a really awesome time over at the KCAs.
Which they did, yeah. Like I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm glad they all had fun at the KCAs.
It's this window here. There we go. Yeah, so like I said, they like kind of a fun time. I've seen the pictures. They were like walking through the orange carpet. They looked like they were like having a blast. But yeah, I mean, look, shout outs to them. They did a really good job acting and everything. So like everybody did a really good job for the Really Loud House. I'm amazed with like even if look, people can criticize about the Really Loud House, thinking that it's like, oh, very bad show, blah blah blah. But in the end, it still ended up doing pretty well.
Yeah, like no doubt. Like I was surprised it did this well. Like yeah, well, like I said before, like there's the good, the bad, and the Charlican when it comes to Really Loud House. Let's put it that way. But as a whole, yeah, it actually manages to be like one of the more watchable live action properties. Like not the worst, like one of the more watchable.
Yeah, I also do want to show. I just also do want to show this. Shout outs to the loud ramblings for all these pictures. Who expected all the Lincolns to show up? I didn't expect
Yes, I
Asher
love it.
Bishop out of all people to actually come into this because like he's done as Lincoln. Like he's done being the voice actor. He's not even the live actor of Lincoln. Yet we have all the actors of Lincoln here, like the new voice of Lincoln, and
The
you
other
can have the
point of the
live actor
fingers, I
Lincoln.
like that.
What's happening?
That is the sight of a whole. Not gonna lie.
It's like the Spider-Man. Is they doing the Spider-Man pose as well?
How dare you point at me? How dare you point at me? How dare you point at me?
Who are you? Who are you? You know.
Who are you?
When are we gonna get the loud multiverse, the insane Loud House crossover? I don't know. It can happen.
Into the loud verse.
Yeah,
I'll
into the
call it
loud
into the
verse.
loud verse.
It can happen. We'll see.
Multiverse of loudness. No, wait, bad example.
No, wait, that's the wrong. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
That's why I said bad example.
All right. All right, let's actually move on. And that's actually all the news we have. We actually don't know about the new episodes of The Loud House when it's coming out, but we've been hearing rumors that it may come out in May. So get your watch out, get your eyes peeled for any episodes of Nickelodeon's Loud House. But I hope you guys are enjoying the current new episodes that are happening right now, like Transformers, Earthspark, and SpongeBob and Patrick Star Show. No, to be fair, I just cut myself off Nickelodeon right now. There's no Loud House, no really Loud House, so I'm just watching Disney Channel throughout the whole time.
Yeah, there's some good stuff at Disney Channel as well. Of course, you got Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, which is
Oh, that's a good show. Oh, I forgot. Omid, I gotta give you a headline. CEO. Oh, wait. Head of the Loud Gossip Talks.
It's a me.
Twitter. There we go. Twitter. Co-host / head. There you go. Remember, like, this is a brand new thing that we have in our streaming service now. So we have, like, I'm the creator of the fan page of Loud House and the tournament maker. Omid is the co-host, head of the Loud House across Twitter. Let's just keep it like that, right?
Yep. We have professional titles, people.
Yes, we have now titles. This is the new thing from our new service. Thank you, StreamYard, for this, by the way. All right. Without further ado, let's actually start off with revealing some of the episodes that came out from this tournament. Look, you guys all voted on Twitter and Instagram. You all did a really good job. Some of you guys are pretty upset about, because some of you all voted for episodes that I really wanted to be in the tournament, but ended up being in the worst position spots right now, like in the bottom 5 episodes or in the last 4 episodes out, which we'll reveal at the end of the show. But yeah, to say the least, I was surprised when I was looking throughout all of these like results, and I'm surprised that currently. So here's how it all breaks down. For the Loud House division, you have to be the top 4. The top 4 episodes will be the one that will have a bye, while the Casagrandes have top 8 episodes that have a bye, because we only have only a few episodes of the Casagrandes, and we only have a lot of the Loud House. That's the reason why when you see the tournament, it's so weird, considering that there's 28 episodes that made it to the Loud House and only 24 that made it to the Casagrandes. So hopefully this is a good explanation of what's going on in the tournament, because it's a lot of episodes. So you really want to have an equal amount of episodes coming into this tournament. So yeah, hope you guys understand. And yeah, that's the reason why I made this tournament like so weird. All right, Omid, you don't know about this, but let's actually show our bottom 5 episodes, which is like the worst episodes because they all have votes that were really low.
I have a gut feeling, like I'm sort of fearing right now. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. If a certain episode that I'm thinking of is going to end up in the bottom 5, I'm not gonna have votes.
You gotta tell me. You gotta let me know what is that episode. Because right now, well, first off, we're gonna go to the Loud House first. We're gonna do that first. Omid, you got to tell me, which one do you think was part of the worst episodes of the Loud House?
Let's just say it's an episode.
Which episode do you think should be in the worst episodes?
Okay, let's just say that it's an episode that I consider one of the best of its season, but for some reason it's gotten so much unwarranted hate, and I just don't know why. I feel that this episode is absolutely necessary, and it stands out really strong, and it's especially and it's especially the kind of episode that, you know, people of all people of all art, talent, people of all kinds of, talent and all that stuff, they really need this kind of episode, and thank goodness we got this episode.
What's the name of it? Just a heads up.
You really want me to tell you?
I guess. I mean, we're gonna reveal the bottom 5 eventually.
Okay, the episode that let's see, everyone else hates, and I don't know why. I personally really love. I really love it. Come at me. The Taunting Hour.
I'm looking at where the Taunting Hour is with the Taunting Hour. We'll have to reveal it, okay? All right.
I'm watching you. I'm keeping my eye on.
You're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch me? Okay, you're gonna watch me do this. All right. So let's just start it off right now and actually talk to you about the bottom 5 episodes of the Loud House. You guys all voted for it on Twitter and Instagram. And what happens is that we're going to combine both votes from the Instagram and Twitter, and then total it all together. and it will reveal the episode that had only the amount of votes that are in total. So let's start off with the worst episode of the Loud House with only 27 votes. Because you voted for this, and it's only 27 votes, number one of the worst episode is Save the Last Pants. That was the worst episode that was voted in this tournament. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have a feeling that was gonna be the worst.
Yeah, because let's be honest here, Rusty, not the most popular character in the Loud House. Let's face it, and let's face it, like even as someone like me, I don't find Rusty to be all that much of a charming character. I mean, he's fine as one of Lincoln's friends, part of the squad and all this stuff. He's really nothing special to me, but that's just me.
I just feel like the episode was weird considering because Rusty has to take care of his dad's pants store, and he had to also rescue pants for McSwagger, and then in the end, McSwagger forgave him or something like that. It's a weird episode, I must say.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the worst of the Loud House episodes that year. It's just, I wouldn't say it's great. I wouldn't say it's great. It's nothing really special. It's kind of forgettable. The standouts to me, of course, McSwagger, of course, because McSwagger rocks, and of course Stella being the voice of reason.
Oh yeah,
I can see Stella's the voice of reason in this episode.
And yes, I know, I understand that. Now here's the thing. Remember what was the sister episode for Save the Last Pants? What was the sister episode for Save the Last Pants?
God, it's been a while since I've.
You don't know how. It's a stellar performance. So something tells me so many people voted for a stellar performance that Save the Last Pants, no doubt, just got dusted off in the first round.
Could be. Oh yeah, that could be it.
So, do you agree? Save the Last Pants should be in the worst.
I would say that Save the Last Pants, like I said before, I didn't expect it to be bottom 5 because, like I said, I didn't think it was god awfully bad. I just found it to be pretty meh, pretty forgettable. But honestly, I'm not all that upset for Save the Last Pants being there. It just doesn't have that effect on me.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. My thing is I didn't like it, but the thing is that if you're facing off against a stellar performance, that's gonna obviously win. So
yeah, because it's a stellar performance, a far superior episode with a far superior friend of Lincoln's.
Oh yeah, definitely, and I love Stella. Obviously, she's amazing. By the way, you know me, I'm a fan of her. What can you do?
Definitely my favorite of out of all of Lincoln's friends in the squad, besides Lincoln himself, Stella's my favorite one. Even more so than Clyde. Come on.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's head over to the number 2 worst episode. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I also saw this coming considering how outbeat this episode came. But number 2 worst episode. Some people are gonna hate this, by the way. It's Stress for the Part. Number 2.
What?
Yeah. Number 2, Stress for the Part.
Are you kidding me?
I love. First off, I love the episode. Why? But why did you guys vote more towards the sister episode?
Are you kidding me? Stress for the Part? It was a phenomenal episode.
I know, I loved it too. Why do people not like it? Do people love Present Danger more than Stress for the Part? Is that the reason why? You guys just voted way too close. You guys voted way too much on Present Danger here.
Well, here's the thing. That's actually it's a valid, legitimate reason because, Present Danger is way too damn good. And it's definitely one of the best episodes of that season. So I can understand that. But however, as much as I love Present Danger, you gotta feel bad for Stress for the Part. It had an unfair disadvantage.
It did. And that's the reason why I'm kind of wow, we are really out. This is definitely outbeaten. I wanted to have more votes for Stress for the Part because Stress for the Part definitely was a really good episode. It just sucks that it ended up being one of the worst episodes, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind. Don't get me wrong. I love Present Danger. I would even vote for that episode over this episode. At the same time, though, Stress for the Part, it deserved so much better. Come on,
it deserved so much better. I don't get it. I do not get it. But some of you fans definitely love Present Danger. You don't know where it's placed in the tournament yet. We're gonna reveal that later. But for real though, Stress for the Part, that definitely was an awesome episode. I really love the Luann and Mrs. Bernardo dynamic. But then y'all forgot about that, I guess.
it's the teacher-student dynamics. It's just so wholesome. Like Mrs. Bernardo, I absolutely love Mrs. Bernardo. She does really well as Luann's mentor, and Luann Loud is very likable in this episode, just by the fact that how while she is excited she got the part, she wants to hide it from Mrs. Bernardo because she doesn't want Mrs. Bernardo to feel sad or jealous because she loves and admires Mrs. Bernardo so much for good reason. She puts her on a high pedestal.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, I mean, even if it was a Luann Betty moment too, and there was also the Mrs. Bernardo and Luann moment, it still got second worst episode overall. And I don't know. You guys
Why?
voted for it. You guys didn't vote for Luann apparently. So yeah.
I don't get
And don't blame me here. I have the notes here. I have the notes. Okay. Do not blame me here. Yeah. Y'all voted wrong. Just a heads up. All right. Number 3, worst episode. It also did have 37 votes. And to be fair, I'm also pissed off that you guys didn't vote for this episode. Number 3 worst is, where's my mouse? Stroke of Luck. And I am pissed because it's a Lori episode. And how the hell are you so ignorant on the Lori episode? How dare you all? How dare you all?
Are you kidding me? What was the thing we were begging for? Like the Loud House fandom. What were we begging for the later seasons to come? What were we begging for? Can you take a guess? What we literally were begging for were Lori episodes centering around her at Federal University. We got that. And how you repay us? Like how you repay the writers and finally give us what we wanted? I put it there on this list.
I don't
Really?
understand. It was pretty good. Plus the fact that, like, I get it, Lori, Lisa, I don't know, do you hate Lisa as the reason why Lori cheated? You know, that kind of thing. And in the end, she even redeemed herself. I mean, I loved it. I love the episode. I was thinking it would not make it into the bottom 5. And then the other thing too is that the sister episode, Sheer Pressure, it wasn't that stellar of an episode either. So I was thinking it would be like even in this episode, but no, it turned out to be worse. I'm like, are you serious, guys?
Seriously, we finally got a Lori Loud Federal University episode. What we've been begging for. We've been begging for it to happen. And as soon as it happens, y'all decide to like turn the other way and then like not acknowledge the episodes. It's like, it's right freaking there. We were begging for it. You were begging for it. You got it right there. This is how you kind of touch you give it. Come on.
Yeah, like I said, I'm angry. I'm a Lori fan. Obviously, I'm pissed. I don't know why you all ended up trying to put this in the worst episode category, but you did, and I'm pissed off.
I love Stroke of Love, okay? I love Stroke of Love. All y'all don't deserve any Lori Loud Farewell University episodes. Only we do. Nate and I do. But
yes, I definitely do.
Stroke of Love, y'all don't deserve it anymore. Just no.
So yeah, like I said, when I was sorting this out, I was just shocked with every freaking thing I've seen. Like, Save Light Pants makes sense. Why is Stress for the Part end up being second worst? Stroke of Luck, third worst. And I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? This is not what I was expecting from the worst episodes. So yeah, this is not
in the bottom 3. Not just bottom 5, bottom 3. It's just like, oh, for y'all for real?
Yeah, that's apparently what happened. That's apparently what happened. I counted this right. And y'all voted this correctly. So yeah, apparently you guys didn't like this. Got it.
I'll never understand.
Okay, you know what though? At least the next 2, I might understand a little bit. But we'll see Obi's reaction later. Let's head over to our 4th worst episode with only 38 votes from both Instagram and Twitter. Y'all voted for I Can't as the 4th worst episode.
What? Really? I really liked that episode. It's actually a really charming Lisa episode. It really focuses on like Lisa's more childish personality traits. Because let's be honest, going to an eye doctor is a little kid's worst nightmare. Even if you're a genius, going to an eye doctor can be anxious. Okay, like let's be honest, Lisa. She's a genius, but she's 4 years old, so of course she's gonna try to get out of going to an eye doctor.
And it makes sense, and that's why she wanted to fix her own eyes with her own glasses and everything, but it turned out to be worse. And then in the end, she ended up going to the eye doctor and everything. I understand like Lisa's point of not going to the eye doctor and everything, but I guess nobody liked this episode.
Yeah, honestly, like I thought it was a really like, and the part where Lisa goes to the Royalwoods Mall with Todd, and then Lisa thinks that it's a hotel. You just can't help but just like, I was smiling throughout the scene because of how cute and adorable it is. It's Lisa thinking that is a hotel when really it's a mall, and then she just like lives her life there, enjoying herself. It's just like you can't help but put a smile on your face and think, man, she's just adorable.
Exactly, and I just feel so, like, bad for Lisa, especially in this episode, considering that I get it, like, going to a doctor is, like, scary and stuff like that, so, yeah. But nonetheless, I Can is worse, and here's the thing, the sister episode was, Scoop Snoop. Um, I don't think it well, here's the thing, Scoop Snoop was good, I mean, you have, what was it, Catherine Mulligan working with the, live action New Squad, you know? Um, Maybe that was a way better episode compared to I Can't. I don't know if it really was, but
I think it's because it's an Action 5 News Team episode. I think maybe that had an advantage over this episode. This episode, just like Stress for the Park, had a huge disadvantage.
yeah, and I feel bad for, like I said, I can't. I'm sorry. Like, I know it's a Lisa episode and everything. Maybe Lisa episodes didn't end up actually doing well. Nonetheless, I mean, I can't not in the top, not in the tournament for sure
Yeah,
because it's in the bottom five.
I can't even. I
Okay.
can't even with
All right.
this.
And then
I can't even.
let's see. Let's go to our fifth worst episode. Omi, I think this is actually kind of understandable, but we'll have to see Omi's reaction. Although to be fair, the one number 6 also kind of triggered me, by the way. Number 5, worst episode with only 43 votes from both Twitter and Instagram. That goes to the Orchid Grief. The Orchid Grief, the episode where they try to replace an orchid for one of Clyde's dad's birthdays.
Ooh. Neo, my boy, if you're seeing this, I know you're triggered right now, and let's just say you're not alone, my friend. My friend, you're not alone. I'm pretty upset about this as well. Like, I thought this was a really solid Clink and McCloud episode, despite the fact that how it's a Clink and McCloud adventure and how they got to get this orchid for one of Clyde's dads, and the journey itself is really remarkable. Like you see them going to this swamp jungle, and you see like danger lurking ahead, full of dangerous creatures like alligators or something like that, and all this stuff. And then you see Mr. Bullhofter play an unexpected role in this. It's just like
Yep.
It was a thrilling adventure. I can't believe Orchid Grief. I can't believe Orchid Grief was in there.
You remember the sister episode though?
Orchid Grief.
I'll tell you. It's Forks and Knives Out. That was the sister episode. So it definitely would have.
I remember.
If definitely.
Clink and McCloud versus Ronikin. Obviously, Ronikin wins.
Ronikin's gonna win. That's the reason why I kind of knew that was gonna happen. I'm like, sorry, Orchid Grief. I know it's a good Clink and McCloud episode, but in the end, it's gotta get outbeaten by Ronikin, no doubt.
Yeah, Forks and Knives Out. Yeah, I totally understand that. As much as I like Orchid Grief, it had a disadvantage over Forks and Knives Out because Forks and Knives Out was amazing episode, one of the very best of that season.
Oh yeah, that was no doubt about it. Especially the fact that we didn't expect the Casagrandes to actually come back to the Loud House immediately after the finale of the Casagrandes.
I know. What was up with that ending and the finale of Casagrandes? It's just like it's something we could have had another season towards, but I digress.
But then Nickelodeon just canceled the show, so in the end, we're not gonna get it. So, let's see. So that is the bottom 5 of the Loud House division. Omid, are you surprised with like all these episodes that were in the bottom 5?
I'm surprised by some. I'm surprised by all of them except for Save the Last Pants.
Yeah, I think so. I just feel like Save the Last Pants was definitely in there.
Because the other 4 are legitimately solid. Like the other 4 legitimately solid. It's just Save the Last Pants that ranges from mediocre to pretty bad.
Yeah. And there are some other episodes that, should have been in the bottom 5, yet they're not in the bottom 5. I mean, you can think of a couple samples like Catastrophe, for example, that one.
Catastrophe was really stupid.
Yeah, that one I was thinking it could be in the bottom 5, but instead it isn't in the bottom 5. It could be in the tournament. Just a heads up, just pointing it out there. Yeah. Yeah. So those are your bottom 5. I do want to say for number 6. For number 6, we didn't put number 6 here, but if we put number 6 in, you know what episode would have been with only 48 votes?
What?
Snow News Day.
What?
Snow News Day was 6th worst. Yeah.
The one where they had to search for Bigfoot? Come on now.
Yeah, that Bigfoot episode. Are you kidding me?
I think it's because they love the maniac Lin Loud,
Which
like
is
chasing him
true. I mean,
down.
which is true, which is a good episode too. But then you also have to get some props out to like the Action News Squad and what was it? They had to hide the fact that it was not a Bigfoot, it was a sheep, that kind of thing.
Its
Yeah.
sister episode, its sister episode was pretty much a Lin Loud version of the April Fool's episodes.
Yeah, exactly. And now we got to see another episode of Lynn Loud and Packing Day.
Yeah, Packing Day versus Packing Lin versus Pranking Luann. Who wins?
Oh, that's gonna be a good one to put up if they're ever gonna put an episode like that together. All right, but yeah, your bottom five is right there. Worst episode: Save Last Pants, to Stress for the Part, Stroke of Luck, I Can't, The Orchid Grief. They are, according to you guys, they are the worst Loud House episodes, right, of the 2022 season. So there you go, guys. Y'all can hate me if you want, but this is what it was. So you guys voted for it. It's not my fault. Yes, I am the
don't hate the
admin.
play. Don't
Yes, I
hate the
am the
admin. Hate
admin,
the
but
tournament itself.
what's that?
Don't hate the admin. Hate the tournament itself.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, don't hate me for that, okay, guys? Actually, let's change it up a bit. Let's switch it over to this. Yeah, that makes it a little bit easier for us to actually get to see the whole picture and everything. All right, so let's actually head over to the Casagrande side and actually look at the worst episodes of the Casagrandes. Omi, do you have a hint of which episode you think should be in the worst episodes of the Casagrandes for 2022?
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I freaking do. I cannot think of any other episode more deserving of the number one worst episode of that year than Alpaca Lies. No other episode than Alpaca Lies.
Oh, well, you're going to be surprised about Alpaca Lies, but we'll talk about that later. So let's actually start going on with the bottom five here and actually start off with the worst episode. With only 20 votes from both Twitter and Instagram, the worst episode of the Casagrandes in 2022, it was Maxed Out. It was the episode where, what was it, Vito tried to pay back Hector with all the debt that he had, and it turned out to be a big mess in the Mercado. Did you think that was actually the worst episode?
While not one of my favorite episodes, I thought it was okay. Maxed Out was okay. It focused well on Vito and Hector's, friendship. Although what kind of killed it was the ending. God dang it, Bobby. Seriously, Bobby at the end. Like,
yeah, I
oh
don't
my
think
gosh.
I kind of feel like it wasn't a good resolution.
Bobby, go back to Bobby, you really need to get a math tutor. Just saying, you need a math tutor right away.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, y'all voted for it. Maxed Out was the worst episode. And yeah, with only 20 votes, and I was surprised considering, like, what was the sister episode again for Maxed Out? Don't do that. Yeah, it made sense for it to win.
Well, yeah, I mean, Don't Zoom Out is basically a Carl-Lade and CJ episode, so you do kind of expect Maxed Out to have a disadvantage.
Yeah, it definitely did have a disadvantage, especially where was it Don't Do That is ranked. So just a heads up of what will be revealed in the tournament, the Casagrande side. All right, let's head over to the number 2 worst episode based off your guys' votes from Twitter and Instagram. The number 2 worst episode is Flock This Way. It's the second to last episode of the Casagrandes, where Rosa got interested in bird watching, and the family wanted to just make her like bird watching. I don't know. It's a weird episode, and especially in the end where this bird watcher captures captures Sergio. Yeah. Like I said, a weird episode. I kind of felt that was going to be in the bottom 5 anyway.
Yeah, here it is. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is the second to last episode of the Casagrandes ever. So when you look at this, you think to yourself, yeah, there's a good reason why this ended up in number 2. Because keep in mind, what came after that was the very last Casagrandes episode, the true Casagrandes finale. So, of course, when you face off against that, you're not going to do so well.
Yeah, and like I said, this episode was just so weird considering that Rosa just went into bird watching. I'm like, wow, your hobby's bird watching? Where's the cooking? Where's the other hobby that you love? That kind of thing.
Exactly. Like, when was Rosa into like bird watching? And yeah, if it was something like a cook show or something like that she dragged her family into, I could see that. I can understand that. Like, it is a character for her to do that. But bird watching, was there ever any hint that Rosa loves bird watching in any
No,
previous Casagrande
not
episode
really.
prior to this?
This is just a brand new hobby that she got into. So it's like, okay, I guess the family's gonna suffer with Rosa bird watching. And then just like the fact the family was just able to like trick Rosa by having Sergio just continue to watch bird, just continue to be a bird and a bird. And in the end, that bird watcher that Rosa was, following ended up capturing Sergio in the end. And it was just like, oh, well, this is what happens.
My God, that guy, like that guy was goofy as heck. Like, and even like his name sounds really obvious. Like, I won't say what it is, but
Yeah.
let's just say
I,
when you sound out his name, you think to yourself, "Yep, obvious bad guy right over here."
yeah. Yeah. Well, nonetheless, I mean, Flock This Way was the second worst episode. So there you go. All right. Let's head over to our third worst episode based off your guys' votes from Twitter and Instagram with only 29 votes. The third worst episode for the Casagrandes is Weather Beaten. It's the episode where was it the Talos god, this Talos god, tried to work with the weather and everything, and they wreak havoc with the kids and all because the kids were just also working. Ruining Talok, and everything. So that one, I felt like. Well, here's the thing: you're facing up against Skatey Cat. I don't think you're gonna win.
Of course, it's not going to win against Skitty Cat. Weather Beaten doesn't come close to the masterpiece that is Skitty Cat. So yeah, Weather Beaten, I like you, but Skitty Cat, far superior episode.
I did see immediately look at shock there that Weather Beaten was, in that bottom episodes.
I did, but then I just remembered, wait, that's a sister episode to what I consider to be the best Casagrande episode of that particular year. So when that thought came to mind, I'm just like, okay, makes sense.
Yep, I guess so too. So like, yeah, again, y'all, Weather Beaten, no doubt, third worst episode, but you can understand why you're facing off against Skatey Cat. You know you're going to lose. So, I mean, I did like the episode. It was a really fun episode seeing the kids just trying to wreak havoc with Talok, and in the end, the weather just turned out to be all crazy. And also, shout out to Robbie Damon, the great voice actor who was Goro from Persona 5, and he's now in this episode. So, and also Native American representation. So there you go. Also,
Persona 5, one of my favorite games. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Well, Persona 5 Royal, that is. Specifically, P5 Royal.
Okay, so let's head over to our fourth worst episode based off your guys' votes from Twitter and Instagram. With only 31 votes, the fourth worst episode is Salvador Doggy. That was the fourth worst episode.
Salvador Doggy.
So it's the episode where, what was it?
It's the one where Lalo paints for Frida.
Yeah, and then Frida had to suffer with all the things that I don't know. There's like one part where she was trying to do all the things for Lalo. She even like slept in Lalo's bed. So it was also Sergio being a jerk and like messing up Frida's plan, messing up Frida's life pretty much. So I thought it was actually pretty entertaining seeing Frida like in a rut like that, but I don't know if it deserves to be in the bottom to say.
Also, this is where Becky becomes Larry the No Trash Cougar.
Oh yeah.
Becky the No Trash Gremlin says, "Give a garbage, throw out your garbage."
Yeah. So yeah. I would say like I guess we're all not surprised that Salvador Doggy would be on the bottom here. What was the sister episode actually?
God, I can't remember what. Why is it I can't remember what the sister episodes were?
Yeah. God. I don't remember either. That one is a new Salvador Doggy. Oh, kicks a bot. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, the Sid Lisa episode. Okay, it makes sense now. It's all clear. It's all
Look,
clear.
you have a loud coming to the Casagrandes. I mean, obviously that's gonna have a lot of fans.
Definitely.
All right, and then last but not least, let's go to our fifth worst episode with only 36 votes. I'm surprised about this one. None of y'all voted for this one, but it is a special and it's called The Golden Curse. That was the fifth worst episode. So I don't know. Do you think it was actually worth it to be the worst episode? Like one of the worst episodes of 2022?
Golden Curse, I would say, like it was doing well at the first half, but then the second half, that's where it comes crashing down. So I'm honestly not all that, I'm not all that upset to see Golden Curse in there because when it falls flat, it falls hard.
It's an interesting one because like you see Sergio do well, and then everybody started to have a fun party because it is going to be Sancho. It's going to be like there a wedding happening, and then in the end, Sergio fucks up and just loses the rings, and then it's a quest for them to find the rings, and in the end, you know.
I like I said, like how the plot like it all comes down to how it was written in the second half. I felt it was forced, and I felt like they could have come up with a better reason for having the wedding fall apart. Like they could have come up with a stronger message had it been like not been the curse, but rather someone sabotaging the wedding instead. Like, let's say, the wife bird sabotaging and all because she doesn't want to get married. It's just like that could have made for stronger writing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too, but nonetheless, it was in the bottom five to say. But that's pretty much it. That's your bottom five episodes. So, what are you more surprised about, Loud House side or the Casagrande side? Just the fact that they all have surprising results from all the voting that happened these past couple of months. This last couple of months.
Much more surprised about Loud House and Casagrandes. The Loud House episodes, with the exception of one, all turned out to be not good, but just like solid episodes that I never imagined would be there. Casagrandes, however, let's be honest, like most of these episodes end up being like not bad, but more like average episodes at best. So yeah, in terms of like the variety of legitimate good episodes and the quality of said episodes, yeah, like Loud House has like, the better group of episodes than Casagrandes.
I think so too. I just feel like there are some Loud House episodes that actually would have made it to the tournament, like these ones for sure. But then, look, I understand like some of the voting has just been weird, considering like Stress for the Part was against Stress for the Part was against Present Danger, Stroke of Luck was against Sheer Pressure, and all these episodes ended up becoming like in the worst category. But like I said, we'll try to figure out something that we can change it. But this has been our format for all these years, and to be fair, it has been working so far. It just sucks that in this particular year, these episodes ended up becoming the worst episodes. And what can you do?
Yep. Rip
Yeah.
each and every single one of them. They just want to go rip.
Yeah, I know. I would love Stroke of Luck to be in the tournament, but it's not going to be in the tournament, obviously.
Yeah.
me being a sad Lori fan.
Yeah. Stroke of Luck, my butt.
Ah.
Yeah. Stroke of Luck, more like stroke of bad luck.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if everybody else in the audience. Let's go see what the audience says here. This is for Salvador Doggy. Though Angry Frida was the best moments in the episode. Yeah, it definitely is.
I agree, especially when you see Frida's expression as she lays in the bed. Like when she's mad, her eyes pop up, and you see like the red all over her eyes. It's just like, yeah. You can tell peeves off Frida right there.
And then here's another one that says Ronnie and CJ and Carl shouldn't have underestimated that artifact, which is in Weather Beaten.
That is true, but then again, they are kids. What can you do?
Right. And then also from this, Yellowtail says, imagine Packing Lin and Master Luan teaming up.
That's why I said Yellowtail. My dude, Yellowtail. I was just saying, you got to have a matchup between Packing Lin and pranking Mastermind Luan. See who comes out on top. But when you put them together as a duo, they're Loud Siblings' worst nightmare.
Now, I did say that the Catastrophe should have been in the bottom five, but he also did comment here saying that the best part of Catastrophe was Mrs. Bernard or Katarina.
He has a fair point. Yellowtail's got a good point. Like, how did
not give her like an Oscar for best performance or an Emmy for best performance there?
Here's the thing: had it not been for Mrs. Bernardo and how incredible she was in Catastrophe, this might have ended up somewhere in the bottom five. Yellowtail.
Yeah. And then, of course, we've got some surprises here. I can't wait for people on YouTube to go and comment saying, like, what? I would imagine a lot of people threatening me, saying, like, what the hell? Why did you put this in the bottom five? That kind of thing. So,
yeah,
tomorrow's going to be fun.
The reaction in the comments, I can't wait for that.
I can't wait for YouTube to come up and just go and, like, scold you for that. But this is what y'all voted for, so yeah.
You brought this on yourselves,
Whatever. You all did this. It's all your fault. It's all your fault that this happened. So, yeah. Okay. Well, we did have our bottom five episodes, which means it's time to finally reveal the bracket, the Loud House and the Casagrande side. Omid, are you ready for the epicness that is happening? Are you ready for it?
Oh, boy. The moment we've been waiting for, folks. Loud Crowd, Casagru, let the episode tournament bracket begin.
Y'all can hear that, right? No, not really. Wait, can you hear the music or not?
I can hear it fine. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure you guys can hear it. Just a heads up. Perfect. All right. I do want to make this a little bit softer so you guys can. It's like a little epic music that Omid just tried to bring up here, but yeah. All right, cool. Let's actually start off from the top here with the number one episode overall. You all voted for this. Omid, what was your thoughts on number one? Who do you think is number one?
For my thoughts on number one, I'm gonna say it's gonna be no surprise that it might end up being Safe Royal Woods. I've heard a lot of praise for Safe Royal Woods.
You think so? Save Royal Woods to be number one. So that's your final answer?
Or actually, Present Danger. I'm gonna change it to Present Danger.
Present Danger. Okay, that's what you say. Present Danger is the number one seed. I just want to let you know that it actually isn't the number one seed.
Yes, I knew it.
The number one seed, nor is Save Royal Woods.
Wait, it's not.
It's not. Save Royal Woods is not number one either. Because out of surprise, with 140 votes, the number one seed is a stellar performance. It's number one. So I'm pretty happy about this. Oh yeah, let's go.
The Stella Zoe episode at number one.
Yes,
nice.
I'm happy. I don't know what. I just feel like the Stella fans are all over the place. Like all the Loud House fans are probably going to be like, "Oh my God, Stella ended up winning number one."
Yeah, there you go. Stella fans, there's your feat right there. Stella performance at the number one spot.
How surprised are you hearing that that's number one?
I was a bit surprised. But then again, Save the Last Pants was number one, so I should have done the math and put two and two together.
I mean, yeah, I just feel like it was just way too dominant because, like, 140 votes compared to Save the Last Pants, it only had 27 votes. It definitely outperformed every other episode out there, and no doubt it deserved that number one spot. So, stellar performance, definitely won for sure.
Yeah, congratulations.
All right, so we'll take on the number 16 and 17 seed in the first round. So let's reveal those to you right now. With only 16 votes. Oh, it was only with the number 16 seed with only 96 votes. That would go to Lights, Camera, Nuclear Reaction. It's the episode where Clinton McCloud was trying to save Royal Woods from this nuclear disaster that Lisa's robot was going to set off. And it will face off with the number 17 seed with 93 votes. The Taunting Hour, number 17. All right, so first matchup is here. Omid, your thoughts on this one?
I am so thankful that the Taunting Hour didn't end up being like even more the bottom than I expected. Because this episode is so notoriously hated by most of the Loud crowd, and you all know me, I am definitely not in that camp at all. I adore this episode because it has such a strong message. The Lincoln and Lynn dynamic is, very strong. And then, of course, it was interesting to see how each of the Louds have their own hater and like how they deal with having someone who may not like what they do. And I love the message at the end where it's like, it tells you straight up. It doesn't sugarcoat it or it doesn't cop out or anything like that. It tells you straight up, not everyone's going to like what you do. So you have to just move on and deal with it. I love it. And even with the scene with the Loud family calling Lincoln a life ruiner, yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. I'll be honest there. I didn't like it either. But you can make the argument that the Loud family, in the state of mind, they weren't in the right state of mind. Keep that in mind. Because they were thinking to themselves, like, oh my gosh, like that person hates what I do. What if I suck? So they want to pin the blame on someone else other than themselves or the world. So they want to use a scapegoat. So it's natural for a person to do that. Like whenever they're in such denial or they're in anxiety or something like that, of course, they do tend to have that kind of erratic behavior. So yes, Taunting Hour, one of the best episodes of that season. Haters gonna hate, come at me.
Here's the thing, like you were thinking that would be in the bottom 5, but in the end, it actually ended up being in the tournament.
I was fearing it would be in the bottom 5, but thankfully that didn't turn out to be the case because Taunting Hour deserves much better than that.
So at least there's that side of the Loud House crew that ended up knowing that the Taunting Hour was a really good episode, and you should thank them for actually putting them into this part.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, that's the first. Okay, so that's the first matchup. By the way, can it have? Can it beat out Lights Camera Nuclear Reaction? Because it could. I have a chance it might. If people knew about like the whole meaning behind the taunting hour.
Exactly. Like, we need episodes like this that teach such strong morals, strong messages like
So,
this.
so in this matchup, are you gonna go for the taunting hour or Lights Camera Nuclear Reaction?
Taunting Hour.
Taunting hour. So he's going for the upset here in this one.
Taunting Hour is my underdog. Like, I'm rooting for it all the way.
all right. That's what Omid says. So let's continue on here as we move down the bracket here. As let's head over to our number 9 seed with number 9 seed with 115 votes. That episode goes to Pop the Question. It's the episode where Pop was about to propose to Myrtle, but then the Loud siblings also noticed that there was some sort of secret thing that's going on with Myrtle's life. And it will face off with the number 24 seed based off your votes with 77 votes overall. That is Double Trouble. It's the twins face-off episode with Meryl and Cheryl taking on Lola and Lana. What are your thoughts on this matchup, and who do you think is going to win it?
Now, of course, Pop Up the Question. I really do like it as a Loud sibling team up episode because it shows them pretty much trying to solve the mystery of like who exactly Myrtle is. It kind of gave me it kind of gave me Not What He Seems vibes, where you see like a group of siblings digging deep and trying to find out who exactly their grandma is, sort of like how Dipper and Maple dig deep and try to figure out who Grunkle Stan really is. It gave me those vibes. But not just that, but also the twist at the end where Myrtle turns out to be like a secret spy agent. I'm just like, yo, I already want a Myrtle prequel episode to when she was a spy agent. I actually love to see that.
Yeah, I would love to see that too, which I thought was amazing. So it makes sense for it to be number 9, right? Because it was a pretty good episode.
It definitely was. It definitely was.
Now,
Double Trouble. I thought it was a charming Lana and Lola episode. Of course, I love Lana and Lola, both individually and as a dynamic duo. I love these twins so much. I consider them two of my favorite Loud House characters. And of course, Double Trouble really delivers on the chemistry between them.
So what are you looking for in this one? Do you think Pop the Question could be upset by Double Trouble? I have a feeling that Pop the Question will actually win. What are your thoughts?
Pop Up the Question will definitely win just because of the fact that it's the Louds teaming up. Not only is it the Louds teaming up, but it's the Louds teaming up in this sort of like mystery, solving the mystery about who their grand is, like that kind of episode. And the episode unravels itself, especially with the big twist. Yes, Pop Up the Question will win this one.
All right, yeah, I think so too. I really feel bad for Double Trouble, but I did love that episode too. I mean, Lola and Lana, Meryl and Cheryl, the two twins facing off with each other. I think that would have gotten some good stuff. We'll see based off what people are going to be voting on Twitter and Instagram. All right, let's move down to the next matchup that will face off with Pop Up, the winner of the first matchup there. Let's go to the 8 and 25. Based off your votes, the number 8 seed with 120 votes, that goes to The Loud Cloud. It's the episode where the Loud siblings end up getting an app to get organized in the family. And it will face up with the number 25 seed, based off your votes with 77 votes. Catastrophe. Oh, wow. So that made it to the tournament. Well, I did not expect that.
And I do not understand it. Like, how did Catastrophe end up in the bracket? It's not a good episode, guys. I'm sorry. It
isn't, but it still ended up making it for some reason. What's the sister episode again? Catastrophe. Where'd it go? Oh, Driver's Dread. So how did they not get that beaten out versus Driver's Dread?
Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. Loud Cloud, it is gonna blow Catastrophe out of the water. It's gonna blow Catastrophe out of the water.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I'm not gonna lie. Catastrophe is definitely gonna be outbeaten. Loud Cloud, no doubt. It's probably gonna be dominant. Just watch, wait and see until Twitter and Instagram says so. But it had 77 votes, and it still ended up winning. It still ended up being part of the tournament. So I'm kind of suspicious. What made it so popular? Was it because of Mrs. Bernardo's performance? Was it because of the cats? Was it because of the? Well, I don't know. It's just interesting.
Even if you're back to it, Mrs. Bernardo, like as amazing as she is, Mrs. Bernardo just isn't enough to make the episode genuinely good.
Yeah, I have to say this though. I feel Loud Town is definitely gonna beat out Catastrophe, so that's probably gonna be like the one of the rug there.
It's good. It's gonna be a huge. It's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah. All right, let's head over to the bottom half of this bracket here. Let's actually go up to our number 4 seed right now. Now, remember, the top 4 seeds will get a bye, and we already saw our number 1 seed overall. That's the Spell Performance. Let's head over to our number 4 seed based off your votes. With only 137 votes, that goes to, where's the number 4? Resident Danger as number 4. All right, so okay, it makes sense. Makes sense. A lot of people really love the episode. It was Lincoln's birthday. A spy thing was happening throughout this episode, and it ended up being number 4. I thought it would be number 1, but no, it's number 4. So, your thoughts on this one, Amir?
Okay, at least it's in the top 5. So I will say, like, Present Danger, at least it's the top 5. But oh my god, Present Danger, one of the very best episodes of last year. One of the very best. Mainly because of the fact that it combines Lincoln as David Steele, like it combines the James Bond 007 aspects of the episode. You combine it with the heartwarming family celebrating a birthday celebration aspect of that. You combine it together, you make for one unforgettable David Steele episode. It is just like, you feel like you're watching a 007 episode, but for kids and a lot shorter. It is just like such a great, one of the best David Steele episodes for sure. I love it. And also, happy birthday to Lincoln Loud.
Happy birthday to Lincoln Loud, especially in this episode, especially with the whole epic thing that happened. I mean, also the twist at the end where you get to see Rusty actually make the whole birthday like adventure, which, to be fair, it's amazing. So I have to say, overall, it does make sense for it to be number 4. I think it will probably go far. I'm gonna say this though: if it faces off against a stellar performance, I feel Present Danger will win. Oh. But we'll see as we continue on voting and everything. So, Present Danger will have the bye, but they will face off with the matchup with the winner of the matchup for the 13-20th seed. So let's present that to you all right now. Number 13 seed with 97 votes overall. That goes to Driver's Dread. It's the episode where Lenny finally got her license. It will take her against the number 20th seed with 88 votes. This is surprising me. This surprised me actually. Flip this flip. So, what are your thoughts on this one, Omid?
You see, both episodes have something in common, and that is this: like both these episodes, like they were off to a great start. Like the first 2 halves, like they were doing so well in the first 2 halves. Like, yeah, can you believe this? I'm complimenting a flip-centered episode, right? But then again, there's like in the last third, there's this one aspect that kind of like bogs these episodes down a notch. With Flip this Flip, it turns out to be Flip's love interest, who is voiced by Jodie Benson.
Yeah.
Keep in mind.
I'm just wondering how the heck did Nickelodeon end up getting that voice actress to actually come into a Loud House?
Voiced by Ariel from The Little Mermaid. And they were doing her character in the Loud House so well. But then it turns out that she's just as gross, just as annoying, and just as unbearable as Flip himself. It's like you do a 180. The episode did a 180 with her character, and she just made her feel like, oh look, I'm gross too. Let's be gross together. It's just like, are you kidding me? You could have had a stronger episode of Flip. You could have made Flip more sympathetic. You could have actually had a hard ending for Flip, but no, you just had to like do a flip switch and then like do a bit of a cop out to be like give Flip a rushed happy ending at the last second. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so here's
the
thing.
Kiss in this episode really good though.
Here's the thing: all of them did have Flip's 180s and stuff like that, but in the end, what was the better episode in the end? I felt Driver's Dread would be the one, just because Lenny ended up getting the license.
As for Driver's Dread, what made Driver's Dread like go down in the last third was, of course, the cop out in which Lenny Loud actually cheated to get her driver's license. She cheated, and I gotta say, it's not only wrong. It's actually kind of dangerous when you think about it, because the whole point of a driver's test, right, is to see that you are, prepared to drive. Because let's be honest, the open road, oh, let me tell you, it is a dangerous road out there. Let me tell you, it's no joke. You could get into an accident. And if you don't drive, the right way, it could end up actually costing you even your life. So yeah, I didn't like how she got her driver's license in the first place. I feel like they could have had a montage of her learning to drive, and you could have had Lenny remember all she learned, especially the key phrases from Driving Miss Hazy. That would have been an excellent callback. But no, they just had to have Lisa rig the car for Lenny so that she passes without any suspicion whatsoever. And yeah, and even if you want,
you got a
and
lot, you
even
got
if
a
you
lot
wanted
to
to argue,
explain there. There's a lot to explain there.
and even if she did survive, she got lucky. She got lucky because if this was the real world, I gotta be honest, she would have been in the hospital or dead.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I feel like I put this flip definitely as a worse episode because of the way that it ended. But I feel like Driver's Dread definitely was more achieving for Lenny to actually get her license. And I feel like that's gonna win on this matchup. I mean, your thoughts on this matchup? Who do you think will face off against Presentation in the next round?
Driver's Dread.
Yeah, look, we're all gonna probably agree with this. I think Driver's Dread's definitely gonna take it. Flip this flip. We all agree it wasn't that great of an episode, but how did it make it to the tournament was a surprising fact. I'm like, wow, you all voted for this. I guess you wanted it.
Lenny allowed achievement? I don't think so. It wasn't earned. I'm sorry. I was rooting for Lenny until that particular scene with the driver's test happened. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not a fan of this. She didn't earn it.
Well, nonetheless, but this flip is in the tournament. We'll see what the voters say. So let's actually move back to the 5th seed overall here, and we'll start off with number 5. Based off your votes with 127 votes, this surprised me, by the way, because I thought it would actually be in the top 4. Number 5 is Save Earl Woods. As the number 5 with 127 votes, it will take on against the number 28 seed, the last spot in the bracket, the last spot to be in the bracket here, with only 69 votes. That is Don't Escargot. And okay, you guys know about this one. I'm pretty sure you know who's gonna win it.
Yeah, Safe Boy Woods is definitely gonna win it, hands down. Safe Boy Woods, I liked. It's a good episode. I'm gonna be honest though, and oh my god, you guys are gonna crucify me here. Like, you guys are gonna kill me when I say this. Am I the only one that feels that Safe Boy Woods is just a bit overhyped? It's a bit
no.
overrated?
I thought it was good. What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about?
There were some parts that worked. Okay, there were some parts that legitimately worked. I like the musical numbers. All right, and I do like Lincoln's leadership role. That like Lincoln stands as a leader, wanting to save Royal Woods from being flooded. But there are some parts that just kind of botched it down, like knocked it down a peg for me. The first, of course, it's the typical, let's save our, home city from an evil, industrial corporates and all that stuff. It's the same kind of story. It's basically Hey Arnold the movie with musical numbers. It's the same plot from a cartoon that we've seen millions of times, and it's not done. Like, with the exception of the musical numbers, especially with the Hamilton inspired musical numbers, there's nothing else about it that makes it stand out or is unique. Another thing, of course, is Joyce. I'm sorry, guys. Joyce, I like her voice actor performance, and I do like her musical number. Other than that, she's a
star. She's a freaking celebrity.
Yeah, other than that, the way she is written, I'm sorry, guys, she is a cliched villain. She is one of the most cliched, boring villains I have ever seen.
Don't tell me boring. She was actually entertaining. Oh my god.
Like she's such a cardboard cutout of Shaq from Hey Arnold the movie. Like, there's something about her that makes her unique.
Oh no.
She's the typical evil corporate that wants to destroy a city, because she wants to input, some kind of land for herself, whatever, because change is good. She's female Shaq. Let's put it that way. Other than that, Safe Boy Woods, like, I would say, like, it did have strong elements. And with those strong elements, like I said, I love the musical numbers. I could jam to musical numbers all day, especially with the Hamilton one. And of course, I love the setting of it. Like, the animation was ambitious. Like, they went all out with the animation, made it as ambitious as it was. And it was nice to see the entire Royal Woods city come together to save the city. I like that. There was so much ambition. So if you combine the ambition and you combine the flaws, you make for a overall good, but just a tad good, overrated episode. Like I've seen better than
I
Save
still
Royal
say this is
Woods.
definitely a really good episode. Save Royal Woods, I thought would be in the top 4, but it ended up being number 5. And nonetheless, I mean, it does have a really good, easy road for them to go through. I mean, Go to Escargot definitely is going to be dominated over Save Royal Woods, no doubt about it. But again, we have to see what the number 12 and 21 is, because you're going to be surprised at what number 12 and 21 are. So let's reveal that to you guys right now. I'm gonna hate you. You're all gonna hate me for putting this up, actually, because at number 12, based on your votes, with a total of 101 votes, Great Lakes Freak Out is number 12, and it will face off against the number 21 seed with 80 votes. Frame on You. All right, so Great Lakes Freak Out. We understand that episode. Yeah, it is obviously the Rodican episode where we get to see the Louds go to Royal Woods to have a Halloween party there, and it's Frame on You, and then it faced off against Frame on You, where what was it? We get to see Girl Jordan and her bad side. So, but here's the thing: what I'm looking at right now is that Great Lakes Breakout may beat Frame on You. We have to see, because that's actually a really good matchup. But then you're gonna have two specials. You have the two specials facing off again, which means one of them is going to go. Would it be Great Lakes Freakout? Would it be Save Royal Woods? That's gonna be a tough one for y'all.
Okay, I'm just saying this about Great Lakes Freakout. Honestly, now Great Lakes Freakout is the best Halloween-themed Loud Casa episode I've seen. Better than Tricked, better than Curse of the Canning Goblin. And like, unlike Save Royal Woods, where I said that it was a bit overrated, Great Lakes Freakout is perfectly rated. All the hype, all the praise, and all the popularity, 100% deserved. Great Lakes Freak Out is by far the best episode of that particular season and one of the best of the year. I loved Great Lakes Freak Out.
Yeah, and my thing right now is that I can't believe it actually was going to be in the same bracket with Save Royal Woods, because I thought it would be separate. But when I counted all the votes and everything, it all ended up like this. And I'm so sorry for all the Ronikin fans out there, but Great Lakes Freakout is probably going to be beaten out against Save Royal Woods again. We all don't know. We don't know, because this is the one that actually counts now. So it tells me that Great Lakes Freakout could beat Save Royal Woods. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's going to be a really big toss-up for that one.
I can't even, like, Great Lakes Freak Out, they got the Halloween atmosphere done perfectly.
Now,
the Rodican chemistry is awesome.
Yeah, now don't get me wrong though. Great Lakes Freak Out against Save Royal Woods, when they had that matchup in the preliminary round, it was actually pretty close, but Save Royal Woods did win. So we are probably expecting a very close matchup between both of them. And I have a feeling Great Lakes Freak Out could win, but here's the thing: can you beat Present Danger? Can any of these beat Present Danger? Maybe Save Royal Woods could, because it's going to be a really amazing. This is going to be a really dangerous bracket here on the side. But holy crap, our first round, after the first round, because I feel like here's the thing: if Great Lakes Freak Out can beat Frame on You, because both of them are really good episodes, can it beat Save Royal Woods? That's the one challenge that Great Lakes Freak Out has, because it just feels like Save Royal Woods has a straight way going through it. The biggest challenge would be Present Danger. So it's like I said, tough one here for the tournament, but this is how it is.
Great Lakes Freak Out also had the most interactions between the Louds and the Casagrandes. How is this number 12 and not in the top 10? Are you kidding me?
That's how we average it out, and you all didn't vote it right. I don't know.
Are you kidding me? If I had it my way, I would have switched it the other way around. Have Great Lakes Freak Out be number 5 and be Save Royal Woods at number 12.
But then they're still going to face off with each other. That's the problem. Should have actually put him number 6 or something. No, but in the end, it is what it is right now. So that is the first half of the bracket for the Loud House. So yeah, I would say pretty interesting right now. But let's move down to the bottom while we'll go back to the top later. But let's go to the bottom of the bracket. Let's start off with the number 3 seed overall. Based off your votes, with 138 votes overall on both Twitter and Instagram, the number 3 seed, no surprise here, it's Forks and Knives Out. It's the episode where Ronnie Ann and Lincoln faced off in a cooking competition with Liz Sr. and Rosa. Well deserved, right, to be number 3?
Very well deserved. Like, this is another solid Rodican episode where you got basically a cook-off show, and it's pretty much a Gordon Ramsay style show with, Forks and Knives Out, with we got Lincoln and Lynn Sr. battling with Rosa and Roddy Ann. And then you see, I love the bond between Lynn Sr. and Rosa, because they're both all the chefs of their families, so it was nice to see them. And then, of course, you see the banter, the friendship, and the rivalry between the loud pairing and the Casagrande pairing, and then you see them like it just the chemistry is just so wholesome. I really love it.
Yeah, and I do believe that they deserve it just because a lot of fans definitely wanted the Ronnie Kid moment to happen here. And no doubt about it, everyone voted for the Ronnie Kid moment in the end. There you go. That's your episode that ended up winning. Congrats to Forks and Knives Out for being number 3. All right, let's go to number 3. So Forks and Knives Out is the number 3 seed. They'll have the bye. They'll face up with the winner of the 14-19 seed in the first round. Let's go ahead and get that matchup to you right now. Number 14 with a total of 97 votes. That goes to Bummer Camp, the episode where we get this. It's pretty much the like was it the
sequel? It's
sequel.
A sequel
to Camp, pretty much. Yeah, there you go. Sequel to Camp. And it will face off against number 19 seed with 89 votes. Space Jam. This is the episode where Lisa went to outer space. She's having trouble, then needs Lenny's help to her to get back to Earth. This is actually a pretty good matchup. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Space Jam could actually beat out Bummer Camp, but that's my opinion. Omin, your thoughts on this matchup?
I really love both these episodes. They're both really solid episodes. With Bummer Camped, it's a worthy sequel. Like, not nearly as great as Camped, which I still say Camped is one of the very best Loud House episodes ever. One of my top 3, even. Bummer Camp was a worthy successor. Bummer Camp was pretty much Bummer Camp was to Camped what Return of the Jedi was to Empire Strikes Back. Like, not nearly as good as its predecessor, but still worthy enough to stand on its own. I love the chemistry between the Louds and Gramps in Camp, and then they go back to Camp Macedon. They help the Gramps out. That was really awesome stuff. And then, of course, you got Space Jammed, which is, of course, I've actually been wanting an episode with Lenny and Lisa alone, because you could definitely make an episode work where you got like the, ditzy blonde teenager and the little girl genius, like polar opposites. And they managed to make this episode work by having Lenny be such a, mother figure and be such a wholesome sister to Lisa. And just by the fact that how Lisa has her faults as well, but then it turns out that Lenny has pretty much, the like problem solving, skills to help Lisa out, like, the snacks and all that stuff. And yeah, it is just like, and also the part where Lenny hugs Lisa and says that she'll always be there for her, talks about her every time.
I just feel like it's a more wholesome episode with Space Jam compared to Bummer Camp. I understand that it is a good sequel to Camp, but I feel like the impact when it comes to Lenny and Lisa in Space Jam definitely was a much better like outcome. So I have to say, I'm putting my vote for Space Jam when this matchup comes up. But your thought? What are you picking? Bummer Camp, Space Jam? What are your thoughts?
It's kind of tough for me.
Yeah, honestly. I know it's tough. I know it's tough. But like I said, I'm going. You're going for Bummer Camp
2. Camp 2. Am I going to say Camp 2 or the Lenny Lisa episode I wanted?
Yeah, that's up to you. But then again, it's again up to the voters. So it's up to y'all. Vote on Instagram and Twitter, and see which one will make the next round to face off against Forks and Knives Out. So heads up there. All right. Let's go down the bracket here. Let's go to the 11 and 22 seed. Based off your votes, number 11 with 102 votes, that goes to Appetite for Destruction, the episode where Lily gets all cranky and the parents need to figure out why she's cranky. And they face off against the number 22 seed, based off your votes with 79 votes actually. That goes to Haunted House Call. It's the episode where Lucy and the Morticians Club tried to raise enough money for them to go to a convention. What are your thoughts on this matchup here?
Yeah, Appetite for Destruction, I'd have to say, like, yeah, Lily was unbearable, but she's meant to be unbearable. Like, it just shows how Lily, like, throwing her anger or temper tantrums and all that stuff. And then you see Rita and Lindsay here trying to figure out why. And it turns out it was actually bad cheese, so that's why. All in all, you got to be bad for Lynn Sr. and Vita. They were doing the best, but yeah, Lily is one tough baby you don't want to mess with. And also Haunted House Call. Yeah, it's a pretty good Morticians Club. It's a pretty good Morticians Club episode. It's basically the Morticians Club starting a business where they call upon ghosts and, solve problems, all that stuff for business. So I do like how they have their own business there as well. So yeah, all in all, a Morticians Club episode worth watching.
Yeah, and to be fair, like both good episodes. But I gotta give it to Appetite for Destruction. Haunted House Call was okay of an episode. It wasn't really like stellar or anything, but Appetite for Destruction, no doubt. I kind of feel for Lily, especially the fact that she came up. She became there was a scene where we get to see teenage Lily, and she still would be destructive
Oh
and stuff.
gosh.
So yeah, I thought that was actually pretty neat that they were thinking, oh no, she's gonna be so destructive. She's gonna go into her teenage years. But yeah, no doubt about it. I think Appetite for Destruction definitely got the cake for me there.
As for what I vote for, it's kind of a tough call for me. Most probably Haunted House Call.
Okay.
Most
All right.
probably.
Ooh, you went for the upset here. Ooh, me for the upset.
I have a feeling Appetite for Destruction is going to win, though.
But he's gonna go for Haunted House Call. So let's see, voters, you gotta go on Twitter and Instagram to vote for what episode you guys want. All right, let's head over to our number 6 episode, number 627 matchup right here. For number 6 with 123 votes, that goes to Snow Escape. It's the episode where it's packing day and Lynn Jr. is pretty much pelting everybody with snowballs. And it will face up with the number 27 seed with 73 votes. That goes to High Crimes, the episode where Clyde and Lincoln try to figure out what's going on in was it the thing that's going on in was it Sunset Canyon?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you kind of feel that you might kind of feel that there's a dominant here matchup here in this one.
Basically, you got an episode that is pretty much a Lynn version of the April Fool's episodes versus a Click of a Cloud mystery episode. As for which one that I would vote for,
you're really picky. You're really thinking about this one.
Yeah, it's kind of tough for me because I might have to. It's kind of tough for me because like Lynn as the Packer was really fun to watch. She looked menacing. She played the part well, and even though it is Lynn's version of April Fool's rules, it was kind of fun to see. It's actually engaging to see the Loud siblings try to escape from Lynn and all stuff. And they executed quite well at a point where it's very fun to watch. As for High Crimes, it does its part solidly as well by bringing the mystery aspect into the Click of a Cloud episode, and then of course to see Clyde's grandma play a huge role in this. So I thought it was awesome. As for which one I'd have to vote for personally, Snow Escape.
No Escape, yeah.
No matter how much it recycles from the April Fool's episodes, it was still a fun watch.
Look, it's a brand new version of the April Fool's episodes, and you didn't expect Lynn Jr. to become so destructive at a packing day or anything like that. So I have to say, it was really fun to see Lynn like this, and I'm surprised. Like I said, it made sense to make it be like around the number 6 area. It definitely was one of the better episodes for 2022, and it makes sense to make it be a number 6. So yeah, those things definitely will take it. Sorry for High Crimes. I know it's a Click in the Cloud episode, but I believe Lynn definitely took the cake in this matchup for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So let's actually go down to the bottom bracket and actually reveal the number 2 seed for you all. Now, I did say this tweet before because I did say there was a surprise in the top 4. Now, we already said Save Royal Woods. We've said Present Danger. We said, what is it? A Stellar Performance and Forks and Knives Out. Those are already like top episodes. But this episode as number 2 surprised me the heck out. Now, Omid, what do you think number 2 would be?
It's kind of tough for me to say. Because we already gone through Save Boy Woods. We already gone through Present Danger.
All right, so I'll just reveal to you right now. He's got no clue, but he'll be really happy when he sees number 2 because
it's a hiccup episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a hiccup episode.
139 votes. It is hiccup and downs. It is the Luna episode.
Let's go.
Episode that actually ended up being number 2. Yeah.
You had me at. I'll be really happy about this. I was thinking to myself, I think I know why. Because it's going to start.
I mean, already revealed it like literally 1 second before I was going to put it out. But yeah, hiccup.
Who else but Luna Loud, right? Yes. Luna Loud's my favorite character, so of course I'd be happy to see it so high. Now, as in terms of Luna Loud episodes, it's not one of the strongest, but it was still an episode so worth watching. Like, yes, I really love it. Like, it's a brand new chapter. It's a brand new situation in which Luna Loud has to get over her hiccups, because let's be honest, it is every artist's worst nightmare when they get the hiccups. As they sing on stage and the hiccup goes, it really does ruin the flow. It ruins their singing and all this stuff. So yeah, I felt for Luna's dilemma here.
I'm just surprised to make it that it actually is number 2. It had 139 votes. If it only had 1 or 2 more votes ahead, it would have been the number 1 overall seed. But number 2, I didn't expect Hiccup and Downs to become that high. I was like, whoa, where did that come from?
Even though I'm a Luna fan, I was surprised to see it at number 2 of all things.
Yeah, was it redemption from last year? Because last year there was no Luna episodes in the tournament.
Because another thing too is that this Luna Loud episode isn't nearly as much talked about as other Luna episodes. So for it to be number 2 is a pleasant surprise for me.
Yeah, so, well, Omid is going to be voting for that, no doubt.
Yes.
Now, was it Hiccup and Downs will have the bye. They will face off with the first round matchup with the 15 and 18 seed. Let's go ahead and show that to you guys right now. But number 15 with 96 votes, that goes to Cheer Pressure. It's the episode where Lynn and her squad were, participating for cheerleading. It will take on against the number 18 seed with 93 votes. That goes to Sofa So Good. It's the episode where the Loud family tried to retrieve their sofa after losing it. So I have to say this. I feel like the Lin fans are no doubt on this one because Cheer Pressure definitely is a really good episode.
Oh my god. Yeah, if Cheer Pressure advances, I'm just going to be like, bring it on. Bring it. Come at me.
I don't know. I mean, Lynn getting out of her comfort zone and becoming a cheerleader, that was actually like really great to see. And the fact that like even after, it's weird because like when I saw Lynn in order, Margot and Paula were still cheerleaders. So it's like tells you, oh, maybe still Lynn is still a cheerleader. So yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, it's a continuity.
She loves the breeze. Lynn loves the breeze. Lynn loves the breeze.
Yeah, the skirt. Yeah. But yeah, Cheer Pressure I think was gonna win this. I think Omid is gonna probably be in the same case as well. Cheer Pressure looks to be the dominant one here.
So we might possibly get a Lynn versus Luna Loud matchup, and I'm all for it.
All right. Now we have 4 more episodes to reveal for the Loud House division. Let's go ahead and give it to you all right now. Let's start off with the number 7 seed. Based on your votes with 121 votes overall, that goes to Scoop Snoop, the episode where Carathan Mulligan and the Action News team face off with news information and everything. And they'll face off if they get to the number 26. They'll face off with the number 26 seed with 77 votes. That goes to Prize Fighter. It's the episode where Lola tried to. Is it the one where Lola tried to like win a mother-daughter pageant? Because there's a lot of Lola episodes in this one.
The Prize Fighter is the one where Lola thinks that she's washed up, and so she tries to get the attention of 3 judges. It's that episode.
Okay. So I'm wrong on that one. But your thoughts on this? I feel like Scoop Snoop, it's weird because like Scoop Snoop ended up becoming really, really popular. And I feel like it's going to be in that, it's probably going to win against Prize Fighter.
Lola Loud, I love you. You're one of my favorite characters in the Loud House. I got to go with Scoop Snoop on this one.
Yeah.
Because Scoop Snoop is one of these Action 5 news teams episodes that really does stand out.
Yeah, and the thing is, Captain Mulligan was definitely really showcasing really well in this episode.
AKA Rusty's future stepmom.
Oh yeah, that's right. The one that you didn't expect at the end of the episode.
I love that twist as well, yeah.
All right, let's go to the number 10 and 23 seed final matchup here. The last 2 episodes that we're going to be revealing to you in the Loud House bracket. In the number 10 seed with 104 votes, that goes to All the Rage, where we get to see Clyde in his like very angry face. And we'll face off with the number 23 seed with 77 votes. That's Crashed Course, the episode where we get to see all the Loud siblings try to make sure Lori doesn't fail her college. All right, so that matchup is the final one, and that was a good one actually, because I feel like Crash Course could probably take the upset over All the Rage.
Yeah, Crash Course. I liked All the Rage. It was nice to see Clyde pretty much going all rage whenever someone litters or something like that. And then of course you got Crash Course in which the Loud siblings are concerned for Lori's grades. They had good intentions that episode, but it's just that what they got wrong were that they were really golf scores and not actual grade percentages. But they did have the had the, of course, when you're not a golfer, of course you're gonna get it mixed up and think that their grades would really their golf scores. So they had their heart, they had good intentions. Their heart was in the right place, but it's just that yeah, it's not their fault, by the way. It's not their fault, but they thought it was grades were really golf scores.
Yeah, pretty much. But like I said, Crash Course looks to be like a very heartwarming episode versus what All the Rage was. It was Clyde just becoming like a destructive person when he's angry. I don't think it's gonna go really far. I feel like Crash Course can beat it. But like I said, that's pretty much it. That's all the episodes that are going to be in the tournament. Omi, this looks to be a pretty interesting tournament here. Let's start from the top here. Any surprises that got to you when you looked at the top of this, at the overall bracket of the Loud House? Because the top one definitely, because I didn't expect a stellar performance to actually be number one.
No one expected a stellar performance to be in number one. Are you kidding me? And then you got number two. And then you got number two. As much as I'm a Luna Loud fan, I didn't expect it to be number. I just want to be number two because it's not talked about as much as other episodes.
Yeah, exactly. So looking at this bracket, what Loud House episode do you think will go far?
Most probably Present Danger, I'd have to say. Most probably Present Danger.
So you're thinking Present Danger will go all the way to the top here?
Well, because it's Lincoln Loud's birthday, and it is David Steele episode. But then again, Forks and Knives Out is a Ronikin episode in which they face off in a cook-off competition. So it's between Present Danger and Forks and Knives Out.
Yeah, I feel like Forks and Knives Out definitely will have a chance as well, but they gotta. I feel like Forks and Knives Out will actually win it all in that side of the bracket, but they'll face off against Present Danger, Sabriel Woods, Great Lakes Freakout, or Stella Performance. So that's a tough one to bring up, and I don't know if the fans are going to be voting for upsets here and there, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have for Forks and Knives Out. They're probably going to have a very easy path. Although we don't know about hiccups and downs, knowing that it's like really surprising for it to be number two. Do you think it actually could go all the way to the end? Maybe, because you didn't surprise. Everyone's surprised. Even Omid was surprised the fact that it actually ended up being number two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
proud of my girl.
Who knows? Maybe a lot of Luna fans are out there probably going to vote for it, and maybe it would go all the way far. But I just have a feeling like the Stella fans are definitely going to be all over this episode, and we're going to probably be voting for Stella Performance to probably make it all the way to the top. I did notice before that there was another episode tournament that happened before we ended up making this one, and the winner of that was a Stella Performance. So who knows? Is this a sign that Stella Performance can also win this tournament? We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be a tough one.
Quite a stellar performance from a Stella Performance to be number one.
I think the one episode that I wish would go far would be Great Lakes Freakout, and I think that could go far if it could beat Sabriel Woods. If it could beat Sabriel Woods, that's gonna be amazing. But if it could beat Present Danger, then it no doubt can actually make it all the way to the top. But
yeah, like Great Lakes Freakout has potential. It has potential to go far.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, there are a lot of upsets here and there. We don't know what will happen next, but I must say, this is going to be a really interesting matchup coming up next this Wednesday. I mean, it all starts this Wednesday. Just a heads up for all you guys voting on the Loud House side.
To be honest, the episode I want to win on the Loud House side is Great Lakes Freakout. Great Lakes Freakout is my favorite out of all these.
So you really want that to go all the way. So that's going to be a long underdog story there. I mean, we did have it last year. Remember Dynamic Do-Over last year? It made it all the way to like the top 8, then lost to Teed Off.
Thank you, Casagrandes. Yes, I'm so happy about that because Dynamic Do-Over is my favorite Casagrandes episode of that season. I love that.
We'll never forget the unbelievable story of a Cinderella 20th seed making it all the way to like the top 8 and losing.
At least
that was epic. That was pretty epic. Congrats to what was it? Great Dynamic Do-Over for making all the way that far.
So blessed.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm assuming that Great Lakes Freakout is going to be our thing. But yeah, that's our bracket. Hope you guys enjoyed that's the Loud House side of the bracket. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys didn't see our episode there, we're gonna have our last 4 episode out version coming out later. But yeah, these are the episodes that made it to the tournament. Y'all voted for it. These are the ones that end up having the most votes, and that's the Loud House side. So hey, congrats, guys. All right. Let's switch to the other side, guy. Let's switch to the other side now. It's time for Ronnie Ann to step up and finally get her episodes to be shown in. All right.
Ronnie Ann has the floor now. Ronnie
All
has
right,
the floor now.
let's bring in the epic music again from the Unreal Tournament, and let's go ahead and get things started here. Let me make it a little bit louder, actually. All right, let's start off with the number 1 seed overall. Omi, do you have a thought of what your number 1 seed is?
The episode where, let's be honest, the OT4 episode, Phantom Freakouts.
Phantom Freakouts? Well, I gotta say it's not Phantom Freakout, actually.
What?
It is not Phantom Freakout. That is number 1.
Are you kidding me? I've heard so much praise and accolades for this episode. What could possibly be number 1? Oh wait,
I will let you know with 103 votes.
Is it what I think it is? Good sir. Is it what I think it is?
I just want to say it right now. With 103 votes, the number 1 seed overall is Skatey Cats. The episode where Lincoln and Ronnie had Vito.
Yes.
Ronnie had a scare. Yeah.
Perfect. It is perfect. Very well deserved. This is even better. This is even better. Yes, I just said it. Skatey Cat is even better than Phantom Freakout. Skatey Cat is what I consider to be the best Casagrandes episode of last year. Despite the fact that it delves into Ronnie Ann's fear, like Ronnie Ann's phobia.
Yeah, with Ronnie Ann's fear of skating that you never expect for her to happen. And then in the end, you get to see Lincoln support Ronnie Ann. And it turned out to be a really amazing episode.
Even, okay, the Ronnie Kid aspect was amazing as well. But even when you take all that away and look at it as, it's an amazing character study of Ronnie Ann. Because it's this fear that you just feel for her. And they really do tackle the subject of fear and like being afraid to, do what you love again because you fear getting hurt. I love that. They never play it for laughs. They never downplay it. Like, you can feel the fear and anxiety of Ronnie Ann. And it's just so done well, it's so well handled. So
yeah, Skatey Cat ended up becoming the number 1 seed, and it made sense. A lot of fans definitely loved the episode, especially the fact that it does talk about Ronnie Ann's fear and Lincoln supporting Ronnie Ann in this kind of situation, which I thought was absolutely cute for those two to have a moment. Obviously, Ronnie Kid fans are definitely all over the place about this.
I am too. Skatey Cat.
Will it be the overall number 1? Will it be the overall winner of the best episode for the Casagrandes 2022? We'll see, because there's a lot of good episodes that are also into it. But I have to say, it has a strong sense. It has a strong chance for it to be like the overall best episode. We'll see as the votes continue to come in. So, based off of the matchup of the 16 and 17 seed in the first round, let's reveal those episodes to you guys right now. Number 16 with 71 votes. That goes to I Fidelity. It's the episode where Par and Bobby had to take care of the gift card shop, and they end up ruining the gift card shop. And they'll face off against the number 17 seed with 68 votes. The Oddfather, where Vito becomes the godfather of Carlitos. A pretty interesting matchup between the two of them. That could be a toss-up. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, honestly, oh my god, the Bobby and Par gay scenes, this is a Bobby Par gay episode for sure. Like they are boyfriends. Bobby and Par are boyfriends. I just love seeing them together. Like the way they, the way they have fun with each other, the way they play with each other, it's just like you can't help but put a big smile on their face. No lie. And also the Oddfather, you see Vito. Like you do see that he's actually much more than he's worth. Like he actually does a superb job of taking care of Carlitos. He's more than just the lazy guy who eats hot dogs and goes to Mercado all day. No, he actually plays his role as the Godfather legitimately well.
I feel like this could be a toss-up because both episodes are actually pretty good. I would not be surprised if the Oddfather ended up becoming the one that actually beats out and will face off against Skatey Cat. But to be fair, you all know Skatey Cat's going to win.
Oh, no. Skatey Cat is going to beat either or episode. Blow it out of the water. It's going to be a huge blowout, no doubt. And Skatey Cat deserves to blow out either or episode.
All right, so let's move on down to the bottom part of this bracket here, and we go reveal the number 8 seed to you guys. With 103 votes, number 8, that goes to 15 Candles. It's the episode where Rosa gets Ronnie Ann prepared for her quinceañera. Number 8 kind of makes sense, right? It was okay of an episode, but I would imagine a lot of fans loved it just because Ronnie Ann and her birthday coming up, even though it was going to be a long way to go.
Yeah, her kid Sonora. Yeah, it was definitely a worthwhile episode, and I do like the dynamic between Ronnie Ann and Rosa because you just see how, like, Rosa wants to get the kid Sonora. She never got wants to give Ronnie Ann the kid Sonora that Rosa herself never got. So her heart was in the right place, and Rosa did go a bit overboard with it. She went way too overboard with it, but you know, her heart's in the right place. But then, on the other hand, Rosa took it a bit too far.
Yeah. And to be fair, I kind of thought that was a sweet episode. I would get, like I said, I rated it like an 8 out of 10 when we were reviewing this episode. And it does kind of deserve it to be in the top 8. So at least it made it over to the first round bye. So at least that made it that far. So congrats to 15 Candles with that episode. Definitely was a sweet one for Rosa and Ronnie Ann to have the like bonding moment. And even if Rosa was being too hard on Ronnie Ann, she understands it. In the end, it was just because Rosa never had a quinceañera. In the end, they end up getting her a quinceañera, which is pretty cute. So, yeah. 50 Candles will get the bye, but it will face off with the number 920, with the winner of the 924 seed. Let's reveal those episodes to you guys right now. Number 9 with 100 votes overall from Twitter and Instagram. That goes to Sidekick and Chicken. It's the episode where Carl becomes a hero, and he wants to become the sidekick to El Falcon. But then you also did have Adelaide and what was his name again? Shit.
El Falcon.
Now, so there was who was the other sidekick that was also trying to face off with it? Adelaide and
Pandalade.
Yeah, there was Pandalade, and then who was the other kid again?
The trumpet guy.
The guy, yeah.
Pandalade.
Alexis,
Pandalade.
Thank you.
Pandalade was the highlight of Sidekick and Chicken.
Alexis, yeah. Yeah, sorry, my brain was kind of a little had a brain fart right there, but yeah, Sidekick and Chicken was number 9 overall. It will take out against the number 24 seed. You guys voted for this, by the way, for the fight to the last spot, and the number 24 seed that made it through was Born to Be Mild. So Born to Be Mild made it to the tournament, and it's the episode where Alexis was having trouble with bullies, and Carl was there to help him out. So 2 Carl episodes in this matchup. Who do you think would win this one?
2 Carl and Alexis episodes. Don't forget, both of these episodes have Alexis.
Yeah. But then I think the main focus is also on Carl too. But then Alexis definitely was like shown in this one as well.
I'm gonna say this. I find Born to Be Mild the better episode to me, just by the fact that how like Carl wants to be a hero himself, and so like in that particular episode, it's supposed to Sidekick and Chicken. Like he actually does play the role of the hero himself by his actions, by helping Alexis deal with the bullies. One of whom, by the way, is Becky's brother. So I like the whole, Carl playing a big bro to Alexis thing. That was also really cool. And then Alexis trying to play the bad boy, but he ends up being a good boy still. Oh my god! Like I look at this, I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, Alexis is definitely the Butters of Casagrandes.
What? No, don't call it like that.
Alexis gives me Butters vibes. Butters from South Park.
But nonetheless, I mean, a Carl episode would make it all the way to the next round, but they'll face off against 15 Candles, which, to be fair, could have a good chance to beat 15 Candles. I mean, if you pick Sidekick and Chicken, maybe it might beat 15 Candles. Born to Be Mild, that could be the dark horse, by the way, because it was also a good episode to see Carl actually stand up for Alexis. So, to be fair, if Born to Be Mild makes it through and face off against Katie Cat, who knows? I mean, this is going to be a quite interesting one. But yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is going to be a toss-up for me. I kind of picked Sidekick and Chicken on this one. Born to Be Mild did earn their spot to make it to the tournament because it was a toss-up between that episode and Fight Night. Oh, Silent Fight. So, yeah, it did make it. It was able to earn its spot. So, there you go.
Cool.
All right, let's head over down more to the bracket here as we go to the number 4 seed overall. Based off your votes with 113 votes overall on Twitter and Instagram, the number 4 seed for the Casagrandes is Movers and Fakers, the episode where Bobby moves out of the Casagrandes apartment. Okay, so number 4, Omid, you're liking that one actually.
Yes, the very last episode of the Casagrandes, much to the surprise of absolutely no one, is in the top 5. And it's a pretty solid episode of that. Because it deals with Bobby trying to move on to the next phase of his life, which is to get his own place. The only problem is that he's afraid that Rosa and Maria might not go for it because, they're too attached to Bobby living with them. But Bobby really wants to move on and become like an adult and move on, be his own man, live in his own place. And then of course you see like Lori trying to, Lori started doing her best in expressing her. Lori, of course, rightfully shows her concerns for Bobby, keeping this a secret from them. I like how Lori is playing a part in Movers and Fakers and is trying to help Bobby out with the situation.
Yeah, so I no doubt about it. I expected that this was going to be in the top 8 for sure, but no doubt I didn't expect it to be so high up. I would imagine just because like the ending, it's the last episode, it's the final episode. We have to give some respect out to the final episode. Plus, it was a good episode to see Bobby actually move out of the Casagrandes apartment, and of course that twist ending that no one expected in that episode. So it makes sense for that to actually make it all the way that far. So congrats to Movers and Fakers to make it number 4. It'll face off. It gets a first round bye, but it will face off with the first round matchup between the 13th and 28th seed. Let's go get those episodes to you guys right now. Number 13th seed with 78 votes. Where's my mouse again? With 78 votes, that goes to Next Signals, the episode where Carlota and Frida end up having a girls' day out, and they'll face off against 28th seed overall with 53 votes. That goes to Cut the Cheese Bay actually. Yeah, it was actually Cut the Cheese Bay. It's where Hector was having like a rumor issue where she just keeps spreading rumors and the whole community wants him to stop. Your thoughts on this matchup? I feel like Nick Signals got this one.
Nick Signals is gonna blow Cut the Cheese Bay out of the water because it's essentially a Carlota and Frida focused episode. And let's be honest, I love these two women. I love Frida, but I also love the dynamic duo of these two women. Having their episode and pretty much doing their girly stuff and all that stuff. And you do see that like Carlota on her phone the whole time while Frida trying to make it work. And then you kind of see like in the second half, like the roles have been reversed. So it was actually like it made for really good chemistry, a really good comedy at that, to see the mother-daughter episode in which one is on the phone, the other tries to make the day work. And it pretty much works both ways as well. So yeah, Nick Signals, I would say, is one of the best Casagrandes episodes of that particular year. So yeah, I would say Nick Signals definitely got this one. Although the other episode, let's be honest, the other episode does a serviceable job as well, just by the fact that it is the only legitimately good Casagrandes episode that focuses on gossiping.
Yeah. Oh god, you're telling me about that one episode that Gossipy Girl that almost made it to the tournament last year. To be fair, but this one at least was treated well compared to what Gossipy Girl did to Roddy Ann. So,
see, this is how I do a Gossipy Girl. This is how you do a gossiping episode that actually does. It makes sense for the characters. Like Hector is the gossiper here. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we call it Gossipy Gramps?
Oh god. Maybe Gramps. Big Gramps. Oh god. But yeah, I mean, like, I definitely love Nick Signals. I gave it like a really high rating when I was reviewing this episode, and I did love the dynamic between Frida and Carlota. I mean, you had two different women who were like, oh, one's a was it the trendsetter, was it a influencer, while another is trying to be the same thing and also a same influencer. So you get to see Frida also get into like comments and liking stuff and et cetera, live streaming and things like that. And I love the fact that like even if Carlota unplugged, Frida plugged in, and in the end they ended up having like this whole dynamic fight and stuff, which in the end ended up becoming like equal, and I thought it was really cute. So I feel like that could be a good dark horse episode where it can actually go far. Like it could beat Movers and Fakers and might actually beat the number 5 seed. We don't know, but I actually love Nick Signals, and I really hope it actually does go far. We'll see in this tournament as we go along here. All right. Let's move down to the bottom half of this bracket. Let's start off with the number 5 seed with 113 votes off Twitter and Instagram. The number 5 seed is Skaters Gonna Hate. It's the episode where we get to see, the whole skate crew meet up with Tony Hawk and face off against Tony Hawk under the supervision of Carlos. First off, I know Omi doesn't like it just because of the stupid thing that happened in the episode. But in the end, I'm thinking just because Tony Hawk was in the episode is the reason why I ended up being having this high.
Oh no, here's the thing. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that like I feel like this episode could have been better than it was. It could have been because you got Tony Hawk. You could have made Tony Hawk work, and they were on a roll so far. Like I was digging like the competition between these skater teams and all that stuff. I was really digging, and I'll just by the fact that Tony Hawk is actually a longtime friend of Carlos X. I really like that chemistry, no lie. But it's just that, like, what really bogs it down is that god-awful part where Carlos disguises himself as Laird. It's just like, how did Ronnie Ann buy the fact that her own uncle is Laird? You got a tall Latino guy disguising himself as a small red-haired boy. It's just like, how do you not... I can't even.
I don't know, but it still ended up becoming the top 5 episodes. So nonetheless, I mean, hey, at least I don't know. I just feel it was a really good episode. I feel like maybe just the fact that Tony Hawk was in the episode is the reason why a lot of fans liked it. Yeah, it was weird the fact that everyone thought that Carlos was Laird. The disguise was just way too off, but in the end, they still ended up having like all these amazing tricks, and in the end, they had a good skate session in the end. It's just really weird about the twist that happened where like Carlos, we get to see Carlos X again, by the way, which to be fair, we never heard of it in so.
That's right. That's what I like about it. Right? Return of Carlos X. It's like you got all the pieces together, and like I said, it could have been a great episode because you got the elements that could work. But it's just that one part where Ronnie Ann and the others fall for an obvious disguise that really busts down a pig. I just hate when cartoons do that.
I know, but we'll see. Like, I feel like this could go pretty far. We'll see. Like I said, it all depends on like everyone's voting here. Let's go ahead and so Skate is gonna hate. It's gonna have the bye, but it will face off against the first round matchup winner with the 12 and 21 seed. Let's reveal those episodes to you guys right now. Number 12 seed with 80 votes off Twitter and Instagram. That goes to Long Shot, the episode where Carlota becomes a really amazing basketball player. And they face off against the 21 seed with 53 votes. That's For the Record. It's the episode where Samir was going for a world record. This was actually a pretty interesting matchup because it actually does involve two side characters. Well, it's Carlota becoming like a really awesome basketball player, but you also do have Samir trying to go for a world record, which I thought was amazing too. Plus, you also get to see Becky becoming like a friendly person. So, your thoughts on this matchup? Because I feel like this could be a toss-up on the matchup here.
Yeah, wow. Becky actually being helpful. You don't see that every day, do you? Anyway, as for Long Shot, man, let me tell you, Carlota, she could be soon fall for the WNBA. Like I gotta hit my brother and tell him, hey, Carlota, you got another Las Vegas ace in your hand. Carlota to the Las Vegas Aces. Let's go. In all seriousness, though, I like the fact that how it tackles Carlota pretty much. Carlota coming to terms with athleticism because let's be honest, we see Carlota as more like this, pansy foo-foo girl who pretty much is into girly stuff. But you don't see her play any sports or anything like that, and she is god-awful at sports until you get to the part where she plays basketball. And it doesn't make sense she's good at basketball just by the fact that it's played with reflexes and style, and she's all about style. So, yeah, I would say good on Carlota for finding a sport that she's actually legitimately good at. I want to see more basketball Carlota in the future.
Like I said, this is going to be a toss-up, but I don't know. Like, I have to really think about it. Probably like that last-minute decision, who I'll decide for when it comes to this matchup between Long Shot and For the Record, because they're both pretty good episodes. Maybe for Carlota's sake. I mean, I am voting Nick Signals in the 13th seed, but then For the Record, for Samir's sake, we don't know. I mean, that's really a tough one to bring up, but like I said, we'll see in the end which one would make it through. Anything else you want to bring up from this? Because it feels so. This is the top of the bracket. Let's head over to the bottom. Anything else, or do you want to go straight to the next round of episodes here?
I just want to say that For the Record, Carlota. For the Record, that episode beating Carlota's iconic episode. That's kind of a long shot.
It's kind of a
See what
long
I did there?
shot.
No, no one
Long
said
shot
for the
for
record first, and then I said
yeah,
long shot
yeah. It's
after.
gonna be a long shot for a long shot for the record. You mean right? Let's head over to the bottom of the bracket. Let's go to the number 6 seed based off your guys' vote. With 106 votes, the number 6 seed for the Casagrandes is Kick Some Bot. It's the episode where Sid and Lisa, Sid, Chang, and Lisa Lab were having a robot battle. So it deserves to be number 6, don't you think?
Yeah, it's no surprise that it ended up being as high as it was because you got a Sid Chang versus Lisa Loud episode, and just like Forks and Knives Out, it's definitely a episode where it's a Loud House character versus a the Casagrandes character. Yes, Sid is a Chang, but she's still part of the main cast of the Casagrandes, so take it for what it is. Um, what I like is not only how Lisa was such a boss girl in that episode, like, oh my gosh, like, she was quite a match for Sid Chang, but also just by the fact that I haven't delved into Sid's dilemma of, and how much, like, she fears of being the unfavorite of the two. This is what I like, is that how it deals with Sid Chang and her fear of favoritism
Mm,
from her mother, like, her favoring Adelaide, but it is clarified later on that Becca reveals to Sid that she's giving Adelaide all this attention because she's younger than her. So of course she has to give Adelaide all this attention because, well, she's a younger sister, so it makes sense.
yeah,
And that she loves Sid Chang all the same.
yeah, exactly.
Also,
I
you gotta
do.
love Becca. You gotta love Becca's supportive mom attitude, which is like,
Oh, she
Sid,
definitely was
Sid,
rooting.
Sid.
She definitely was rooting for everything because she was like buying a lot of robotic parts or robotic plushies or
Yes.
something just to make her dress up like a robot. To say, I do gotta say this though. I mean, I think this was a long time coming because you have two people who make robots. You have Lisa who literally have robots everywhere, and then you got Sid who has a breakfast bot. So it was gonna happen eventually that these two were gonna face off, and thankfully they had an episode here, and no doubt everybody loved it. So it well deserved that number 6 spot. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
the top 8. Congrats to Kick Some Bot there. Now, Kick Some Bot will be having that first round bye, but it will face off with the first round winner of the 11 versus 22 matchup. Let's go ahead and reveal those to you guys right now. The number 11 seed with 83 votes. The Casa Grande's episode is Let's Get Ready to Rumba. It's the episode where Rosa was dancing with this one dancer, and that made Hector jealous, and now they're thinking about, oh, is Rosa cheating, blah, blah, blah. And they'll face off with the number 22 seed with 53 votes. That is Pero Malo. It's the episode where, was it Lalo and Malo actually mixed up, Pecky's dog and Ronnie Ant's dog. They all mixed up, and it turned out to be all chaotic. This one's actually a real toss-up for me too, because I actually like both episodes. I feel like Pero Malo could actually take the upset. Your thoughts on this one, Amid?
Paramala because it's the more memorable episode of the two. I like the two episodes as well, especially where you got the dancer who is in, part of the LGBT community. Like he has
Oh
a
yeah,
husband, as not revealed to the end. But I do like, Hector's jealousy, while it is petty, it is in the right place. However, Paramalo, I think it's a better episode in my opinion because, like, you got two dogs who are alike in terms of looks, like, but their personality wise could not be any more different. It's pretty much a Prince of the Pauper story done well.
oh yeah, I agree with that too, and I feel like Paramalo definitely could take the cake here. Let's Get Ready to Rumble was not really like much of a significant episode. I get it that it was just a confusion, the fact that Rosa was dancing with this one guy, and then Hector was like getting all jealous. But then Paramalo was definitely a chaotic episode, which didn't expect to actually have two dogs of the same breed, like literally switching families, and in the end they totally messed up. But yeah, I have to say Paramalo was definitely much more funny episode, and that's what my vote goes for. And I'm hoping that upset happens, but we'll see. It all depends on your guys' votes. So yeah. All right, number 3. Let's go down to the bottom of this bracket here. Let's go to the number 3 seed here, based on your votes on Twitter and Instagram, with 116 votes overall. That goes to, where's my mouse? That goes to Phantom Freakout, which is the Kuti 4 episode. So Phantom Freakout, number 3, kind of makes sense, right? It does make number 3, but I kind of feel like people are kind of thinking number 2, right? I know Amin was like shocked right there.
How was Phantom Freakout not number 2? Like I was sort of surprised it wasn't in the top 2.
Okay, here's the thing. It still made it to the top 3, which to be fair makes sense, but now you kind of think, what episode takes the number 2 spot.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, if Phantom Freakout's number 3 and Skate Cat's number 1, what could possibly be between those two episodes?
Yeah, that's what you have to figure out yourself. But let's actually talk about just Phantom Freakout. I mean, it made it this far. It is that high. I have a feeling that it could probably make it far, even beating out the number 2 seed that'll reveal later. So it does make sense. Made it to the top 3. Do you feel like it's a good placement there?
Yeah, I have to say though, like I'm glad that it's in the top 3 at least, because it's that solid. Definitely one of the best Casagrandes episodes of the year. Despite the fact that how we got Lincoln, Clyde, Ryan, and Sid all together. Like, it's the first time we see Clyde and Sid, interacting with each other. Slide. And then not only that, you also find out that Clyde is actually a 12 is Midnight fan himself. So I really like that, aspect of his character, that just by the fact that he's into K-pop as well. I actually want to see an episode in which, like, Clyde meets up Ronnie and Sid. They go to a 12 is Midnight concert together. Like, yeah, I actually kind of want to, see that. Like, I want to see more of Clyde's 12 is Midnight band.
I think
I just
like
the fact that how.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And I like the fact that how it deals with, like, different generations and different tastes of music, because you got a Ghost who is into the classical music. He looks down upon the modern music. That's why he's haunting this place. And also by the fact that how it's a Scooby-Doo mystery. Like, this plays very well as a Scooby-Doo mystery episode.
Also, the fact that 12 is Midnight is actually performing too. That song was actually pretty catchy.
Yes.
And I think and the thing here too is, like, the fact that, well, the OT4 finally happened, and I think the fans were definitely waiting for it. And this what brought everybody to vote for Phantom Freakout. So hey, at least it made it to the top 3. I'm pretty happy about that. But now it makes you all think, what was number 2? So that will be revealed later on in the end. All right, so the number 3 seed does have the bye. It will face off against the number 14 and number 19. Well, it will face off against the winner with the number 14, 19 seed. Let's go ahead and bring that episodes to you guys right now. Number 14 with 75 votes. That goes to Rocket Plan. It's the episode where CJ and Hector, build a rocket to help CJ out and try to go to outer space. It'll face off against the 19 seed. Y'all are gonna hate this, but it is Alpaca Lies that made it number 19. Oh, Beat is angry. Oh, I am so sorry, but it made it to the tournament. Alpaca Lies with how many votes? 54 votes. It's the 19th seed overall.
Well, it's been a while, you worthless piece of alpaca crap. Alpaca Lies is alpaca crap. Okay, enough said. How is it number 19? Are you freaking kidding me with this? How is it in the top 20? It doesn't even... Oh, my God. It doesn't deserve to be, like, higher than 20. Are you kidding me with this? Should have been the bottom 5 where it belonged. This is a piece of garbage.
Well, I know what you're going to vote for in that matchup now.
Rocket Plan. Hands down, Rocket Plan. Alpaca Lies deserves to go down. Down. Oh, my God. Honestly, that episode, it is so infuriating. If not for Gossipy Girl, this would have taken the place as the worst Casagrandes episode of all time. It's a close second. It is so bad. Arturo was downright infuriating and stupid in this episode. Stupid. And also Beto was nothing short of insufferable. Somehow he manages to make Sergio the most lovable animal in the world. Honestly, like, if it ended with Ronnie and Bobby shoving Arturo and Bento into a crate and sending them off to the boat, I would have considered this episode at least passable. But no, it's anything but passable. Alpaca Lies, alpaca crap. I hate this episode. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's just move on. But I'm just gonna say this though: if it Alpaca Lies wins, I'm gonna be fucking laughing at it. Here's the thing: I think
I'm gonna be screaming.
If Alpaca Lies makes the upset, I'm gonna be so laughing at that. But it will probably lose to Phantom Freakout anyway. So you just hope it doesn't make it to the next round.
It better not come close to being in the first round. Are you kidding me? Imagine voting for Alpaca Lies over Phantom Freakout. That's just like, yeah, I question your taste in that television. Don't
blame me. Blame the Casagrandes fans. They were the ones who voted it to made it this far. I thought it would actually be dominant, but no, Alpaca Lies actually made it through. So yeah, I knew it was I knew it was gonna happen. I did put a post about it saying like, oh, this isn't good. So
it's horrible. It's horrible.
All right. Let's not talk about that even more. Let's go move on to the bottom half of the bracket. We only have 6 more episodes to reveal, so let's start up with the number 7 seed. Based off your votes, with how many here? Oh, with 105 votes, the number 7 seed for the Casagrandes is The Worst Job. Is where Ronnie Ann had an internship um, with the hot dog guy. Your thoughts on this episode making number 7? I think this actually deserves it because it was really well reviewed. Everybody loved it. Plus, um, Ronnie Ann and Bruno having their moment here.
Yeah, The Worst Job. I love that bond between Ronnie Ann and Bruno, and also it was nice to like for this episode to showcase of how like hard work is essential. Like you got to do the hard work. Like you can't just like bail out of it during the most important day, no matter how busy it is. And oh my god, Ronnie Ann adulting. The first time ever we see Ronnie Ann adulting in this episode. She really does take after her mother, doesn't she?
Oh, I just love this dream sequence too, where Ronnie Ann is supposed to do this, what's gonna be doing this like throughout her entire life. And she has like hot dogs everywhere. She even was a hot dog. She was about to be eaten by a hot dog.
The only problem I had was that Ronnie Ann could have. The only problem I had with this episode was that Ronnie Ann could have called in Bruno's, told that she was sick, or that Bobby was sick and she was taking care of him.
Yeah.
I feel like if she had said straight up that she was sick, then it would have made much more sense for her to get out of the job. But then she had to say Bobby's broken leg. I was like, okay, that's a bit far fetched. Other than that, though, solid episode.
All right. Well, I would say Worst Job definitely does have a long path to go, but for it being the top 8 does make sense. It definitely was a really good episode. If Worst Job will get the first round bye, it will face off with the winner of the matchup for the number 10 and 23 seed. So let's reveal those episodes to you guys right now. Number 10 seed with 84 votes, that go to My Fair Cat Lady. It's the episode where Adelaide tried to make a resolution between the cats and the neighbors. And it will face off with the number 23 seed with 51 votes, Survival of the Unfittest, where you get to see Bobby try to survive in the wild like his dad Arturo. I have a feeling that the Adelaide fans are going to be voting for My Fair Cat Lady. But yeah, your thoughts on this matchup here?
Okay, I'm just gonna have to say this. Okay, like, how is it that an episode where they had Arturo at his worst, how is that ranked higher where they had episode where they had Arturo at his best? I liked Arturo in Survival of the Unfittest. I'll never know why. Whatever.
The votes is weird. I don't know. What was the sister episode for Survival of the Unfittest? I'm sorry.
Whatever. I hate it. Whatever. I hate this timeline. Let's move on. Anyway,
it was Nick Signals, which makes sense. So Nick Signals made it better. They had a better vote count.
Okay, I guess that makes some sort of sense. Yeah. Anyway, My Fair Cat Lady, I feel it's going to beat Survival of the Unfittest because, well, Adelaide is a popular character. Let's face it. Adelaide is a very popular character. And this episode really does showcase how it shows Adelaide's caring side towards animals. And of course, in this episode in particular, we see her caring for the cats. So, yeah, honestly, I say My Fair Cat Lady has a shot at this. Adelaide could win this one.
I think so too, and I feel like it will probably win it. So yeah, congrats. Let's see how it goes. So now let's go to the last 3 episodes that we're going to reveal to you. Obviously, the question that comes to mind for all of us is what is number 2? I guess reveal it to you guys right now, but it was literally 1 vote away from being number 1, by the way. So with 122 votes on both Twitter and Instagram, the number 2 seed is Don't Zoo That. It's the episode where Carl and Adelaide had that fight going on, and then CJ's trying to be the resolving person in the zoo. Your thoughts on this? Because I feel like Carlade fans were definitely wanting this episode to be up high.
This episode overfed to freak out. I just gotta say, you guys, why do you gotta zoo that? Why do you have to zoo that? I'm sorry, I had to. Anyway, Don't Zoo That. It's a good episode, but I would say it's one of the very best. Like the thing that makes this episode like as high as it was, let's be honest, it's because it's Carlade, and Carlade is a popular ship, which is for very good reason. I can see why Carlade is as popular as it is, but to put Don't Do That on like a pedestal as high as this, I kind of have to disagree. I would say like it's bottom 10 at best, top and bottom 15 at worst. I wouldn't say top 2 though. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, I
it's
would.
a good episode.
It's still like what's crazy to actually make number two. So it's weird because we're getting surprises of number two everywhere. Like Casagrandes have the Don't Do That, and then Loud House has Hiccups and Downs. So does it deserve number two? That's the question that comes to mind, and that's where the voters start coming in, and hopefully we get to see that actually come true. We'll see.
Well, you see, the difference is that with Hiccups down, it is a surprise I'm 100% behind. Like, it's a surprise that I 100% support. Don't do that though. I feel like Phantom Freakout should have had the second spot.
I do so too, but in the end, Phantom Freakout ended up being number three. So it didn't really get as much dominance compared to when it faced off with a Golden Curse. So Don't Do That still ended up becoming the best one. I don't know. I just feel like everyone was voting for Don't Do That there. Well, Don't Do That. We'll get the first round bye, but it will face off with the first round winner of the 15-18 matchup. So let's show that to you guys right now. Number 15 seed with 74 votes. That goes to the whoops. Is that iFidelity? Oh, whoops, I got that wrong. I messed up, sorry. It was supposed to be iFidelity. It's supposed to be the Bros of the Band. So number 15 was actually the Bros of the Band. It's where Bobby was facing up, was it weirded off with a couple of other bandmates, and in the end, he becomes part of the band. So yeah, Bros of the Band was actually number 15. Sorry, I put iFidelity there. That was my mistake there. But it will face off with the number 18 seed. Race Against the Machine is where is where Stanley loses his job because of a new automated train, and obviously it's a race against time between him against the machine, and in the end, yeah, all that kind of stuff. So don't ignore the 15 seed. I messed up on that. It was supposed to be was it the Rose of the Band versus Race Against the Machine? So your thoughts on that, actually?
I feel like this could be like a toss-up. It could be a tight matchup. I do feel like if Stanley Chang focus episode manages to beat a Bobby episode, that'd be something. That'd be quite an underdog story. Because it's this episode starring Stanley Chang, and it's the first and only time we've seen it. An episode starring Stanley Chang.
Yeah, and I feel like for Bros in the Band, I mean, there's a good chance that they could actually go up high because it is a 15th seed. It looks like a lot of fans do love Bobby in that episode. But you never see a Stanley Chang episode, and it actually was not that bad. Like, yeah, he lost to an automated train. That's why he lost his job, and in the end, he actually had to save the whole system because, yeah, it was better off if he was manning the whole thing. But we'll see. I mean, it is a toss-up right there. Again, sorry I messed up on that. It looked like iFidelity was actually in the 15th seed. Yeah, it looked like it was. Yeah. So it was supposed to be Bros in the Band. But nonetheless, that is pretty much your Casagrandes bracket there. So yep. So that is pretty much the entire bracket. Let's just take a quick glimpse of the Casagrandes side. Omid, anything that pops out to you when it comes to this side of the bracket?
Like I said before, Skaty Cat is where it rightfully deserves. Number one, because it is the best of this layout. It's the best out of all of them.
And then you get to see like other episodes that I think would go far. I like I said, my dark horse Nick Signals. I'm hoping that goes pretty far. I think it could beat Take the Cheese Bay. It would definitely beat Boofers and Fakers to me. It could be that one seed that could face off against Skaty Cat. That's going to be a tough matchup. I feel like Skaty Cat will win. I believe it's going to go far. Maybe face off against Phantom Freakout in the final. But like I said, it's going to be really close when it comes to Casagrandes. So, yeah. But yeah, those are the episodes that made it. Congrats to both the Casagrandes and the Loud House. And that overall is your overall bracket. So that's how it looks. And we just pretty much filled it out. So there we go. Congrats to all episodes that made it. So yeah. Really good, I would say.
The bracket looks good. I especially love the layout where you got Ligon facing off Radian. Like, I just love it, how they're facing each other. So beautiful.
Yeah. Now, here's the other thing, too. There are some episodes that didn't make it, obviously. Like, some Loud House episodes didn't make it through. Some people are kind of wondering what happened to those episodes. And there's some Casagrandes episodes that also didn't make it as well. Well, we also did have this one section that we also want to bring up. It's called the last 4 episodes out. It's the section here where we have to like see those episodes that didn't make it. If they only had like a little bit more votes that came their way, then they could have made it into the tournament. But based off like the voting that happened, that didn't occur. So let's go ahead and move over to the Loud House side here. Let's actually announce those last 4 episodes that didn't make it to the tournament. Omid, what episode did you think should have been in the tournament?
Okay, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Time Trap was 2021, so that doesn't count.
No. It counted. It counted for this one.
Time Trap should have been
Time Trap. Okay, well, to be fair, it actually wasn't one of the last 4 episodes out, so it actually was really, really undervoted.
How's it undervoted?
I don't know. You guys didn't vote really well for Time Trap, apparently.
Seriously, what's up? On the Time Trap, the last laugh we got Luann and Lola.
Oh, you say last laugh because actually, if they only had like 1 or 2 votes their way, that could have actually made it.
Are you kidding
last
me?
Laugh was the first one that was the first one out.
I love that episode. I love that episode because
I do too.
Luann and Lola work really well, and also I love the twist of how Mr. Coconuts was jealous, but then it turns out Luann feels it's not the same, without Mr. Coconut. So I love that twist. I just love the fact that how like Lisa was aware, and Lisa said herself, Mr. Coconuts is part of Luann. So I like that they brought that up. It's like, yeah, it's obvious. We all know Mr. Coconuts is part of Luann, and I'm glad that Lisa was the one to point it out.
Yeah, but last laugh didn't make it. Like I said, if they only had like 2 votes or 3 votes their way, they could have made it into the tournament, maybe like in one of those bottom seats. But last laugh didn't make it, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
I really love Last Laugh. It's basically 2 of my favorite Loud House characters, and they're opposites of each other. Luann and Lola work very well together, and they make for quite a comedy pairing. Oh, and also a bit of a hot take. Luann and Lola, like Miss Sassy Pants, better dynamic than Luann and Mr. Coconuts.
Mr. Coconuts, huh? Interesting little take there.
And I like Mr. Coconuts. I know people are not very fond of Mr. Coconuts. I personally tolerate him. I personally like him.
Yeah, I do too. But like I said, in the end, it still ended up becoming like just barely there. Could have made it, but barely there, unfortunately. All right. There's another episode that also did have 68 votes, and that was Runaway McBride. It's the episode where was it the McBride parents were kind of fearing that Clyde was going to go off by his own, so the parents just wanted him to just stay at home with his friends doing all this kind of activity. I kind of thought that was actually going to be there. I thought it was going to be like in the last 4 out, probably like lower undervoted, but 68 votes, that's not bad for an episode just like this.
See, unlike Last Laugh, Runaway McBride, like it turns out to be a mediocre to average episode. So honestly, I'm not all that upset with Runaway McBride being there, nearly as much as I'm upset with the Last Laugh being in last 4 episodes out. Last Laugh got robbed hard.
Yeah, well, tell that to the voters. That's not my fault. That's what happened. This is what happened here.
We got the Last Laugh, right?
Yeah. I guess you can put it that way. Now there are other 2 episodes that also were like barely made it. If they only had like a couple votes going their way. The 3rd episode to bring up was Sleepstakes, the episode where Lana was having a sleepover and she was scared. That's why she wanted to go home all the time. I thought that was actually a pretty sweet episode for Lana, but nobody really wanted to be in the tournament apparently.
It's a cute episode. Sleepstakes deserve better. I really like Sleepstakes because it deals with Lana's phobia of sleeping over because, yeah, it is a thing that happens with 4 or 5-year-olds 7-year-olds in this case, considering, it's after their 7th birthday. But yeah, it's a thing with people their age where like they're scared of spending the night somewhere other than home, away from family because, it's natural for it. And I'm glad that they brought this up with like, it's a thing with Lana.
Yeah, and definitely the Lana. I don't know what, but I feel like the Lana episodes were undervoted in this year. Like what happened last year. Remember, the Luna episodes were undervoted last year. Feels like Lana episodes were undervoted this year because like You Ought to Know Better definitely didn't make it to the tournament. Sleepstakes didn't make it to the tournament, and yeah, I don't know what's going on, but Lana episodes definitely had a decline.
Also, you kind of spoiled the latter episode. You kind of spoiled another Lana episode.
What do you mean?
Number 4.
Oh no, that didn't make it to the tournament though.
Nobody said last 4 episodes out, so
No, yeah, but that is actually not the last four out because it
ah,
was very
it doesn't even
undervoted
have
to.
that honor.
Yeah, it
It
didn't
doesn't even
even have
have
the
that honor.
honor.
Come on.
Actually, to be fair, it had 66 votes. Yeah, Yano Better had 66 votes, but didn't make it to the last four episodes out. Actually,
Hmm.
yeah, because it was actually next if we actually did the last five votes out. But number 67, the fourth episode that was also with 67 votes that was also there was called a Bug Strife. I didn't expect that to actually make it that high. I thought it would actually be like really undervoted because it wasn't a great episode to me.
Yeah, Bugs Drive. Um, I can see what they're going for. They're going for this like Tom and Jerry style cartoon, well, Tom and Jerry or Looney Tunes style cartoon. But at the end of the day, it turns out to be like I said, it's a pretty meh episode.
Yeah. So those are your four episodes that could have made it to the tournament if they only had more votes. I didn't want to bring up some other episodes that didn't make it. I don't know better had 66 votes. Time Trap had 65 votes. Um, Food Courting had 57 votes. Um, what is
Food
it? Linen.
courting? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
How does food courting
yeah.
food courting about things really? Like, okay, I could understand one aspect. Okay, I understand Gavin sucks, but other than that guy, food courting, it showed Letty in a good light.
There's also Dine and Bash wasn't a great episode. Musical Chairs wasn't a great episode. One surprising episode, Linen Order, only 52 votes. Are you kidding me? That was a good episode with Liam and Lynn in that one.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, me got nothing else to say about it, but yeah, those are the last four episodes out. If they only had a couple more votes, they would have gone in. Now, in the Casagrande sides, there's only three episodes that we can only talk about. And to be fair, if you're a Carl fan, you're gonna hate it. um, because I'll just go ahead and bring it out to you right now. Um, with only 46 votes that barely made it to the tournament, it was like that close to making it. Remember, we did a vote for this. Silent Fight was just barely there to make it. So sorry, guys. Sorry, Silent Fight didn't make it. I know Saran is probably gonna hate me for that.
I really like Silent Fight just of the direction it took. It took this
It's a
direction
silent
where
episode.
it's
And
a
it
silent
was nice
episode.
to
They
see.
go like the Tom and Jerry route with
Yeah,
it,
it
or
was pretty
silent
nice.
cartoon
It
route.
was it
And
was pretty nice to see like CJ and Carl try to figure out their problems, well, while trying to not wake up Carlitos.
yeah, it was creative. Like it took a creative route.
Hmm. And then that second episode that didn't make it to the tournament, it's called The Sound of Metal. Okay, kind of makes sense because it was Carl trying to like show off his music while being in a band to say.
2 Carl episodes in a row. Serena's currently,
I think Weave is also here too.
but
Weave's probably gonna
having
be
my
like, "What
blood
the
boil.
hell?"
Serena Weaves like blood is boiling up to a point like where it's even boiling more than a hot pot.
I will probably tell you about that third episode that also was there.
It's a
Uh,
Carl episode, isn't it?
Brookline and Sinker. Yes, that was also a Carl episode, and they didn't make
Wow.
it.
Not one, not two, but 3 Carl episodes that are out. That are the last out.
That were the last four out. Yeah.
Man, like all the Carl fans are like cringy. They'll be like, "Okay, screw this video, I'm out," or something like that.
Maybe it's a good thing we put it the last four episodes out because like the other thing too is
Yeah.
like the other. Here's the thing. At least the bottom five didn't have Carl episodes. There were at least like Sergio episodes, if anything. But then, oh god, there's like so much Carl episodes. I don't know what. Remember last year we were complaining about too many Carl episodes, and then Carl episodes continue to happen here and there. Again, more Carl episodes popped up, and again, these are probably like the last episodes you didn't expect to actually make it to like the last four episodes out. They could have made it, but with only a couple more votes to their way. But
Honestly,
yeah.
I feel bad for especially Rook, Line, and Sinker. Rook, Line, and Sinker, I feel, is the best of the 3 Carl episodes because Rook, Line, and Sinker actually takes Carl's like geniusness and his pranking and like Carl's like evil like bratty genius trope and actually manages to do something different with it. Like they managed to do something creative and unique with Carl's genius, like pranky genius ways. And it is by like, chess. Like he loves chess because he wants to outwit his opponent. Like Carl loves to like outsmart others. So like what better way to outsmart your opponents by doing chess?
Yeah,
And then of course you got all these twisted turns where it's like when it goes too far, you got Frida and Carlos turning the tables of Carl, making Carl promise not to outsmart them again or pull anything bad on them again. My God. And the color scheme, the vibrant color scheme. Every time Carl pulls off a chess match, oh my God, so colorful, so vibrant. Like massive props to the animators for that. Um,
and I gotta say this though, like these episodes were great. It's just that they barely had any votes, and I just don't understand the Casagrande crew or the Casagrande fans out there. They should have at least did some votes for Carl in this case, but no, it turned out to not happen, and they ended up becoming like barely making it to the tournament.
Silent Fight, great. Brookline and Seeker, especially great. Sound of Metal, not so great.
Yeah, it's not so great. I mean, to be fair, it does make sense to make it to be in the last 4 episodes out, but there are 2 episodes that could have at least made it to the tournament. Silent Fight, for example. But remember, we did a matchup where we had Silent Fight and Born to be Mild facing off, and Born to be Mild won. So yeah, Silent Fight couldn't be able to make it, unfortunately. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for our tournament. Overall, actually. So let me stop sharing the screen here, and I'm actually going to show the whole entire bracket now. If my computer is actually that slow. But how do you like the thing so far? It looked pretty epic, right?
Oh yeah, this episode, like this tournament bracket, it's going to be thoroughly engaging, and it's going to be. I look forward to each and every matchup that's going to happen. And out of all the episodes of the entire bracket, I'm going to be honest with you. The one that I personally want to win the most, Skatey Cat. Skatey
Let's,
Cat is my favorite of the entire bunch. Skatey Cat for the win.
so you want Skatey Cat to win it all, huh?
I
Okay.
want Skatey Cat to win it all. Who do you want to win it all?
Hold on for a sec. Let me do this. I'm gonna showcase the bracket here. Hold on for a second. There we go. All right. So where's my thing? Here we go. All right, so there we go. Oh, sorry. The entire bracket is pretty much right here. So I gotta say this for the Loud House side. I'm really hoping that I don't know. Stellar Performance does look really amazing. That it can go far, but when it comes against Present Danger, that looks to be quite an interesting matchup. I know a lot of fans are gonna be voting for Present Danger in that one. But Forks and Knives Out. Okay, so my thing for Hiccups and Downs, I feel like that's gonna get eliminated eventually. It's gotta go. It's gotta go out fast. But I feel like in that bottom bracket for the Loud House, Forks and Knives Out definitely got this. But when they face off against either Present Danger, Save Royal Woods, Great Lakes Freakout, or Stealth Performance, that's going to be a big time matchup. And I'm hoping, like I said, Omid, you said your dark horse is Great Lake Freakout. I feel like it's the same way too. I feel like that could be the dark horse going through pretty far. The biggest challenge though is going to be against Save Royal Woods. So
Yeah.
it's up to the voters. It's up to the voters to decide what will work out for them. So
May the best episode win.
and then for the Casagrande side, what do you think is your champion for the Casagrande side?
I already said it. Skatey Cat.
Skatey Cat?
Let's
Okay.
go.
Oh, I had my dark horse with Nick Signal, so I'm gonna be voting for that, and hopefully that goes far. But Phantom Freakout, and it'll be Phantom Freakout versus Skatey Cat, and it's a toss up for me too. But I feel like Skatey Cat will definitely take it. So my final is gonna be Skatey Cat versus. Oh, the Loud House is gonna be a tough one. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
I want a Great Lakes Freakout versus Skatey Cat episode.
Oh my god, that'd be pretty epic.
Why not have two Ronikin episodes that to get patched up together?
That would be pretty epic though if they actually did. But yeah, but Omid, if you were to pick just one episode, what episode would you go for in the final, like for the championship?
Skatey Cat. Definitely Skatey Cat is my favorite of the bunch. Skatey Cat is a solid and excellent episode. One of the rare episodes I would rate a 10 out of 10. Just by the fact that how it tackles the subject of fear and does it extremely well with such high respect. And just by the fact that how, like Lincoln plays a huge role into helping Ronnie Ann. Like their relate friendship just feels so organic in this episode. And yeah, it basically tackles the subject of like it delves into Ronnie Yan fearing what she loves to do the most because of her wipeout. Yeah, all in all, Skady Cat is my go-to episode for this tournament.
It is going to be a toss up for me, but I'm really hoping look. This is the last time the Casagrandes will be a part of the episode tournament because all the next episodes that'll be coming in for this year will be Loud House episodes. So the Casagrandes are going to be gone, and I'm just hoping for their candidate that is going to be a very strong candidate that can make it all the way to beat out whatever the Loud House winner is going to be. So my fingers are crossed for Skady Cat. My fingers are crossed for Phantom Freakout. Any one of those two can actually make it all the way to the top. But whoever wins the Casagrandes, hopefully you guys beat the Loud House winner and would be the grand winner because this is your last chance to do it. And I feel like it is going to happen if Skady Cat actually makes it through. So I feel like in your case, I mean, I'll be in the same way too. Skady Cat might make it through. I'm just hoping that they become the grand winner. We'll see, because that is going to be one. That's going to be one great matchup though to be in the end of it all.
Yeah, it's gonna be the last Casagrande matchup because Casagrande is already over.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, this is your last chance, Casagrandes, for you to actually try to win something.
Yes.
But yeah, the tournament is pretty much all set. The matchups will all begin on Wednesday with the bottom seeds first. So you'll get to see Save Royal Woods, Don't Escargot, and Snow Escape and High Crimes, and also what is it? The Type Kicking Chicken versus Board 3 Mouths. So those matchups are coming up on Wednesday. Check out our Instagram and Twitter for those matchups. And yeah, let's see how this tournament goes. Welcome to March Madness, guys. This is going to be one hell of a journey.
Oh, no doubt.
One hell of a journey. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you all for checking out our Loud Casa Talks. Was it 2022 episode bracket reveal show? Thank you all for watching it on Twitch. And thank you all for watching it on YouTube as well. Remember that if you want to be a part of this tournament, make sure you check out our polls on both Twitter and Instagram starting on Wednesday. Look for the polls, vote for them, and then at the end of the day, whoever wins will move on to the next round. So really, it's all depending on you guys to vote perfectly in order for you to make it through to the next round. Just a heads up for everybody out there. I do want to let you guys know that we are trying to make some podcast changes here and there. Our Loud Casa Talks podcast is changing up quite a bit. Me and Omid are currently planning on some stuff when it comes to making a brand new podcast and things like that. So come back here around the summertime of 2023 because we're thinking about making something new for not only Loud House and Casagrandes, but more towards other shows that we are into, So who knows? We're still planning it. We're trying to air a brand new podcast here in Twitch and YouTube on this summer. So stay tuned on our Twitter and Instagram so you get to see what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, definitely. Like summer 2023, I promise you, we're gonna go big. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of excitement going on this summer, and we know summer is already exciting enough, but we're gonna add more of it to you guys. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for our podcast changes.
All right. And that's pretty much it for us here. Thank you all for checking it out. Let the tournament begin this Wednesday. But that's it for us here. Thank you all for checking out the reveal show. My name is Nate.
And this is Omid saying thank you all so much for watching and listening. Like, it's so good to be back to do this again, even though technically it's not on the Loud Casa Talk side, but more like the fan page of the Loud House side. It's just it feels so good to be on air and to be on live and be doing this thing again. Like, I just missed it so much. So thank you all so much for your attention. And until next time, stay loud.